podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Hi, this is Leo Laporte, and this is my Tech Guy podcast. This show originally aired on the Premier Networks on Saturday, May 14th, 2022. This is episode 1893. Enjoy. This episode of the Tech Guy podcast is brought to you by Acronis. Keep your digital world safe from all threats with the only cyber protection solution that delivers a unique integration of data protection and cybersecurity in one. Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office, formerly Acronis True Image. Visit go.acronis.com/techguy. And by Wealthfront. To start building your wealth and get your first $5,000 managed free for life, go to wealthfront.com/techguy. Why, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the Tech Guy. It's time to do the Tech Guy Show. What is that? Well, it's where Micah Sargent and I talk tech, computers, the internet, home theater, digital photography, smartphones, smartwatches, augmented reality, virtual reality. We brought Micah in because we needed a young person to explain TikTok.
We're talking TikTok
and
tech.
And the Snapchat. I know, old folks have to explain to you Facebook, right?
Yeah. What is
What is that
telling
thing?
me about
that
Facebook.
face thing? Isn't that funny? How that's become now your parents' social network?
Parent social media, yeah.
The young people seem to like Snapchat still. I thought Snapchat might get superseded, but TikTok is really the king.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because my son, who's roughly your age, is all over the TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over the TikTok. So I guess that's the next big thing. He went over to visit a major TikToker's $7 million house the other day.
Whoa.
And she sent me pictures of the guy's garage, which features 8 or 9 Jay Leno-style classic cars. And I said, he didn't make all that on TikTok. He said, yes, he did. So
how? Is it just advertisement?
I guess TikTok is starting now finally to share ad revenue with the creators. They didn't do that before. We live in a world. This is what's interesting. First of all, times are tough, right? We've got an imminent recession. We've got massive inflation. There's no more baby formula. Thank God I stopped using that a while ago.
Yeah. Wean myself off.
Yeah. There's Bitcoin is under $30,000 and NFTs are collapsing. So we live in kind of economically hard times, right? But there is power. And the power these days is with the young people who won't work at bad jobs anymore. They just say, no, you can pay me $7.25 an hour. I don't think so. And creators who now, thanks to YouTube, TikTok, places like that, have a lot of juice. And everybody, I think everybody under 25 wants to be a creator. I asked my son, I said, don't become famous. It's not good. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Famous people go crazy. Just look at Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Famous people, it's not Elon Musk. Just look, it's not good. He said, Dad, in the future, everybody will be famous. I said, oh, okay. He said, my whole generation is going to be famous. Oh, okay.
My younger brother has that mentality.
That's not... when I was a kid, everybody thought they were going to be an NBA player or an NFL player, a baseball player, right? That was the thing.
Sports.
I'm going to be rich in sports. Now, Snapchat and TikTok and things like that. And OnlyFans.
And you have to think about the dopamine involvement there. If you do start to get those likes, you start to have that dopamine cycle.
Oh,
and
you're hooked.
What happens when you end up losing people after a while? Where do you find that dopamine?
I know. I know. Yeah, and really, where do you find it? You can't go anywhere else.
Nothing else will give that same kind of cycle.
You could get in a radio.
Yeah.
No, never mind. Elon Musk on Friday in the morning, early, he was up early. Elon got up early. That's what happens when you sleep on the factory floor. It's not hard to get a good night's sleep. So he was up at 5:44 a.m. and tweets, that the Twitter deal is temporarily on hold because of his concerns about fake accounts Like he just learned about this? Twitter's been saying this for years. Part of the problem here, and I think Elon's going to run into a little trouble, is there was zero what they call due diligence. You know, when you buy something, whether it's a used automobile or a multi-billion-dollar company, there is a period of time in which you do something called due, D-U-E, diligence. You carefully examine the books, the revenue. You look at the potential problems. You try to assess whether the $44 billion you're offering to pay for a company is worth it. Elon didn't do any due diligence. He just said, and I think he liked it because of the marijuana. I'll pay $54.20. Get it? What a nitwit. I am so over. I hate to bring it up, except it's like, well, now what?
And there's no reason, him saying it's on pause, what does that mean? Because he can't just do that based on the contract. He can't, like you have to follow through or you pay $1 billion and that has its own set of requirements. All of the stuff that the contract suggests says that he can't just say, oh, it's on hold. So nobody even knows what he means when he says this thing. Some
financial expert in the Wall Street Journal said it's like if you sign a contract to buy a car, you can't just say, yeah, I don't know. Never mind. Can I have my money back? No. And as you point out, there is what they call a $1 billion walkaway fee. If you decide not to do it, he's got to pay $1 billion. Both sides have that. But I think Twitter could literally say, no. No. You said you were going to give us this money. We want it now. And by the way, Twitter's starting to do things. They just fired 2 of their big guys, the general manager
and head of product, and they did it while he was on paternity leave.
The guy had founded Periscope, which Twitter bought. He was in there. He was running the product. Was out on paternity leave. He's a daddy, and yeah, that's very unseemly.
Yeah.
That's unseemly.
And he had no idea based on his own tweets.
Oh, yeah. He said, well, I guess. Now, we shouldn't feel too sorry for him. He's probably got a little bit of stock.
He'll be fine. Yeah.
But still.
It is an odd choice because the CEO said, hey, I'm planning on taking the team in a different direction. What is that direction?
Is that? Well, Mr. Musk will tell me. Elon will tell me. Elon's in trouble, too, with the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Surprise.
Said, hey, you didn't disclose when you were supposed to that you had bought this big chunk of Twitter stock. You know, you're supposed to tell the world. He didn't, for one reason. He didn't want the price to start going up and making it more expensive for him to buy the rest. That's illegal. But, you know, who knows? One thing we've learned in this world, you're rich enough, you're white enough, doesn't matter. Exactly. You can do anything you want. Do anything you want. Well, what are they going to do to Elon? Put him in jail? Pfft, no. He's the richest man in the world. Well, he was until he decided to buy Twitter, and the stock for Tesla went down 50%. Now that all of his, richest man in the world wealth comes from his huge Tesla holdings. So, and that also, by the way, it's not good for Tesla. Just to bring this up. He's borrowing against his Tesla stock, and that's kind of problematic as well. Anyway, I'm sorry I brought it up. No one cares, right?
I just want him to go away.
I just want him to go away. He's a troll. All right, we should talk about things that matter to people, not stuff that the people in the tech industry are all head up about.
What matters to people?
What does matter to people? Well, let me see. What does matter to people? I'm looking.
I know, right? Right now.
How about this one? In the United Kingdom, jolly old.
Oh,
Royal Mail has decided to start delivering mail by drone.
How often?
50 routes for rural deliveries. The Isles of Scilly off the coast of Cornwall, because it's silly. Probably instead of a ferry boat, they just fly a plane out there and drop it out the back. The Scottish islands of Shetland, Orkney, and the Hebrides. Test flight started last year. We have a friend of the show lives in Guernsey. I don't see Guernsey on this list, but I would imagine it's the same problem. The most recent tests held last month. The Royal Mail was able to use a UAV. That's the technical name for these. Uninterruptible automatic vehicle. No.
Unmanned aerial vehicle?
Unmanned aerial. Thank you. Very good. Impressive. They use a UAV to deliver mail to Unst, which sounds like a beatbox sound. Unst, but it's not. It's Britain's most northerly inhabited island. They went from Tingwall Airport on Shetland's largest island, 50 miles each way. The twin-engine drone can carry a payload of up to 100 kilograms of mail. That's a lot of mail. 220 pounds, if my math is correct, and take 2 return flights every day. The Royal Mail said the device has a wingspan of 10 meters and can withstand difficult weather conditions with the help of its autopilot system. They didn't mention, and I sure would like to know, do they just drop it or what?
Yeah, how does it touch to the ground?
I don't think it goes to I think it just flies over something, throws the mail out the window, and keeps on going.
Is it parachuted maybe?
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Gosh, all the stories in my rundown
I was seeing something
are all Elon Musk and Twitter. I'm so disappointed. I'm
from
sorry.
the UK. Here it is. EU CSAM scanning law could outlaw end-to-end encryption.
This is a big deal. So the EU, and this is the kind of thing our government is absolutely considering, the idea that we should hold people like WhatsApp and other messenger services accountable for child sexually exploitive material. CSAM is child sexual abuse material, which means in order for them to be responsible for it, they'd have to look at every message. Mm-hmm. Now, right now, there are a number of messenger systems. Google just announced their RCS is going to be encrypted for groups as well as individuals. Telegram groups, if you choose it, can be private. WhatsApp is encrypted. Apple's own Messages is encrypted. Right now, those messages, Apple, none of these companies can see what they are. If this law becomes the law of the land, they will have to be able to look at every message. So what you just said, no more encryption, exactly right. Now, the reason that they, honestly, I think, it's conspiracy theory. You ready?
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
You ready? I don't think they actually are all that worried about CSAM, but it's hard when you say, look, we just want to fight child sexual abuse, to say, oh, well, no. Who would say I'm
right,
not,
exactly.
I'm for that? But that's not really, in my opinion, what the UK wants. They've had a number of laws, including the so-called Snoopers Charter, that allow the government to observe what's going on. And I think, honestly, that's the real reason for this, governmental control. And they're just, it's always the case when you want to get a law passed. You say, think of the women and children. Just think of the women and children.
Do you not care about the women and children?
Anyway, yeah, we'll watch that with interest. There's a lot of stuff going on in the EU. Some of it I feel like, oh, that's good. It's good for privacy. But then in the long run, none of it is. And in the long
Weird
run,
how that works.
It's none of it good for humans and other living things. 8888 Ask Leo is the phone number if you want to talk to Micah and me. You can ask him questions about Facebook if you want. Are you on Facebook?
Oh God, I have one, but I don't use it.
See, I don't even have one. So you're the Facebook guy.
You're right. I got to be the Facebook guy.
It's Tech Guy time. Yeah, Elon's trying to reduce the price. That's probably what's going on. Oh, this car has only 3 tires. I don't want to buy it after all.
Meanwhile, he's holding the thing that takes the 4th tire off and it's behind his legs.
The thing is, the car has always had 3 tires. He just never checked. He never did his due diligence. I don't think that's going to let him off the hook, but who knows? Maybe. Maybe. Hello, chat room. Hello, Discordians. Won't somebody please think of the children? Somebody please think of the children. Oh, here comes the drone dropping off their mail. Ah!
Oh, no.
Thank you, Scooter X. Yeah. So, our chat is not encrypted. The government is... Look, can you see it on the screen right now? The government can too. Wow. I wonder if this was an actual
I know. I'm curious about that.
drone experiment. That would be me flying a drone, by the way. I did a terrible thing this week. I ordered another drone.
I heard.
Such a bad man.
So you have the Snapchat one and...
I have 3 drones coming.
So now it's
because I have the Snapchat one. It's equivalent for half the price. Both of those aren't really drones I can hurt myself with because you can't fly them. They just do their thing.
Did you get the Rene Ritchie one that he just did on MacBreak Weekly?
Yeah.
Darn it, Leo.
I shouldn't be allowed to do these shows. It's like me and Instagram. Yeah, the new DJI Micro 3.
Because it's small enough that it doesn't make you have to take a test or whatever.
It's like the Mini Pro 3 Pro. It's so small. It's what is it? 259 grams. Whatever. It's right under the limit of the FAA says.
At this point, you have to be trained.
Well, no, you have to. My old bigger one, I had to FCC license and
a license,
pay money for that. Yeah, and then you have some restrictions, but the Mini Pro is 249 grams, 1 gram less. Mike Elgin had it in Mexico. He had the Mini Pro 2 or Mini 2 Pro, and I was so impressed. So now I can do this.
You can fly a drone into a child's face.
FAA. Did I say FCC? FAA, not FCC. The FCC has nothing to do with drones. The Federal Drone Administration. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it to Alaska. That's exactly right.
Fly it around and look at the bears.
It'll do the follow thing. So I think I could just say follow this boat. And it'll do the whole cruise.
Are they okay with you flying?
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're going to arrest me. Yeah, it's got anti-crash on all 3 axes, which the other one did not. So, in theory, I can't run it into anything.
What if a gust of wind blows it into the ocean?
Shut up.
That's really terrifying. Shh. I don't want you to lose.
That's what happened to me last time. Shh. It's got a nice camera. Really good camera on it.
120 frames per second footage.
Yeah, 4K HDR, 60 frames and 1080p 220 frames. Sounds like it's going to be really good until I crash it.
Oh, please don't crash it into the ocean. That'd be so sad.
Got advanced pilot assisted systems to avoid obstacles even in complicated environments, like Leo's mind. Anyway. Oh, you should apologize for this song. But
going back into the olden days.
Kim likes it, though. Kim likes it. Leo Laporte, the tech guy with Micah Sargent, Tech Guy 2. And Kim Schaffer, our unbreakable phone angel. She's a wonderful performer.
Thank you.
How are you, Kim?
I'm great.
Are you Maite?
Maite. Oh. Sounds a little bit like Mai Tai. Mai Tai.
There's a Mai Tai in that cup.
Mai Tai.
So Lionel Richie's gone on to fame and fortune. In fact, he's on The Voice, right? So he's like a big time superstar.
No, he's on American Idol.
One of them shows where there's people singing.
Masked Idol.
Singer.
Not the Masked Idol singer.
Masked Idol.
But I saw in Jeopardy the other night, they said the group that Lionel Richie used to play with, that was
Commodores.
What is the Commodores? And I thought, what? People probably forgot. They said, it was easy like Sunday morning. That was the group that...
So did they get it right?
I can't
Somebody
remember.
Get it right?
Wait, the Commodores were who sang that song? Yeah. Easy like Sunday morning? Okay, I'm confused.
Or is that just Lionel?
Him? I'm so confused.
No, the Commodores sang that.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
I really thought it was just him.
They also sang Brick House, which we just played. Give me a break, you guys.
I don't know
You're
where
so young. Oh, my gosh. You're probably still on Snapchat. All right, let's take a call, Kim.
Yes, let's go to Craig in Santa Clarita.
Thank you, Kim Schaffer. Hello, Craig in Santa Clarita.
Hello, Leo and Micah.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Love you guys.
I'm so glad you called. Thank you.
I am. I've talked to you a couple times before. I'm a production designer here in LA. Right now, I'm working for Marvel Studios.
Is Doctor Strange as nice in person as he seems like he is on the movies?
Yeah, he's a real guy. Yeah, he comes around the studio, pats us in the back, says hi. And he's nice.
What did you work on before? I'm trying to remember because you told us before. Was it the? I can't remember.
I worked on lots of things. Oh boy,
famous stuff.
About 35 films. Like
holy cow!
I started Disney doing Hercules and Mulan and Emperor's New Groove and Home on the Range, Treasure Planet.
Okay, you can
and
stop.
DreamWorks.
I won't make you do all of them. That's okay.
No.
Anyway, pleasure to talk to you again. Yeah, thank you for your good work.
I can never tell you what I'm working on now.
No, I understand. Yeah, yeah.
So we were in a meeting reviewing footage of one of our shots, and we have a program we use called Sync Sketch that sends, since we're all working at home, it sends the video to us over the internet and to our monitors. And during that session on Friday, my monitor freaked out, and I don't even know if it's possible that something came from the program.
To mess up the monitor? No.
It started flashing, and then it got burn-in for several hours after that.
Oh, my golly.
Really nice ViewSonic monitor, like a 4K. And it lasted, like, the rest of the day, probably, like, 5 hours. And then in the morning, it was, like, really subtly there. And I freaked out, of course, because I need this monitor to work, and I ordered one on Amazon next day. But it went away, and it's gone. It's been gone a whole week.
That doesn't sound like it's Sync Sketch's problem or the Mac's problem or the monitor's problem. It sounds like it might be the cable's problem, an electrical blast from a short in the cable, and the burn-in would come in because it made the monitor go brighter than it's supposed to. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like an electrical issue. So
the funny thing is, I tried it on I used different ports. Normally I use a display port. That's what I was using at the time.
And that's the one you want to use, by the way, on an M1. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I have one of the Ultras, the Studio. I love it.
Yeah, very nice. So the difference between the HDMI port, which it also has a display port, is the display port will go to 120 frames. It's definitely the preferred video out. Right. Thunderbolt to display port.
Okay, so I also tried the HDMI with my laptop, and the same images were burned in, and I also tried HDMI with my PC.
Oh, then I'm wrong. Then I'm wrong.
When you plug them in, it was still showing that residual. What you're?
Oh, the burn-in's on the monitor. No, moving the port won't fix the burn-in. But the good news is, on an LCD, it usually goes away. It's a temporary thing. Hang on, because we're going to take a break. Scott Wilkinson's coming up, our home theater geek. Maybe he'll have some suggestions. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent. It's the Tech Guy Show. So, doesn't that sound electrical? Yeah, go ahead, Claire. Get clarification.
I want to clarify with Craig, because it sounds like, Craig, what you're saying is you saw this happen on your monitor, and there was what you were calling burn-in, where part of the image was still staying on screen. Then you took and plugged in something else, and that same residual image was on the new display that you plugged in. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
On two other computers.
On two other computers, it was still showing. That tells me that it's not it's not burn-in in actuality. There's something going on with the display drivers or something.
Well, it could be burn-in. I mean, if we're I don't know. What do you think, Scott? If we're a lot brighter, is it possible?
But how did it burn into 3 different monitors that he plugged in?
Oh, it was different monitors?
Yeah, he plugged in different monitors, and it was still showing up on the screen.
I thought it was just the same monitor.
Yeah, I would not believe that it was actual burn-in.
Yeah. Not if it's different monitors.
Well, certainly not.
So wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Let me ask. Okay, so Craig, you're saying you swapped in different monitors?
No, it's one monitor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And different cables. You tried different ports.
Oh, okay.
The monitor's burned in.
Okay.
Now the thing I want to ask.
For it to happen suddenly makes no sense to me. I mean, it's suddenly and strongly. It's like
it's a stuck. It's not a burn-in. It's a stuck pixel. It's stuck.
It was like the whole thing went blue, and the line of Like there were a bunch of horizontal lines.
Oh, geez, it might have fried your monitor, but you said it got better?
Yeah, and it's fine now.
Okay. So what happened is...
Boxes in the living room, I'm waiting, like, should I send it back? Or
No. LCDs are shutters, right? In front of a backlight, red, green, and blue. The pixels got stuck by a sudden blast of electricity. The good news is they relaxed. And, and they went, right, Scott? Does that sound right?
That sounds right, yeah.
So the good news is LCD does not really have a burn-in problem like CRTs and plasma. So I think that was just stuck pixels. Sometimes, actually, I've heard people advise massaging your screen if you have stuck.
I've heard that, too. I've never tried it, but I've heard
Fortunately, you didn't have to do that, Craig, because that could be embarrassing for both of you. But
I have to lotion my screen.
Yeah, it is. So once the burn-in happened, it doesn't matter what port or what cable you're using. The original problem, though, came from that cable. I suspect came from that cable. Could have been that port, but it sounds like a short. And the short that suddenly went into the monitor could absolutely stick pixels, and, you know, it got better. So I think the monitor's fine. I would absolutely replace that DisplayPort cable. And also, you know how DisplayPort, it actually clicks in. Make sure it was fully clicked in.
Yeah, it was seated and everything. That was my first thing I checked. I was like, well, maybe this is hanging out. And no, you have to push the thing in even to get it out. I had another super quick question about KVMs and the Mac. When I switch between my PC and my Mac, I lose all my display settings on this Ultra. I didn't on my old trash can Mac Pro.
Yeah, honestly, I think Apple has massive problems with displays on the M1.
Yeah.
I think this is, I hope, fixable. Although Apple's had a number of updates that have yet to fix problems like this. My wife has two monitors. One sometimes won't come on until she reboots. There's all sorts of issues, I think, with the M1 and video, and I hear lots of kind of anecdotal issues with that. I think it's just it's the M1 life for us.
Yeah. Leading edge M1. I'm thinking maybe I'll swap for a Pro or...
I love these studios. I mean, I just think they're really great, but I think that's the one thing Apple has got to figure out, and they're not admitting anything, but I just...
No, they're not.
I know.
The nice thing is, too, that I actually don't have to switch to my PC because like I use it for 3D, and it renders thousands of faster.
Yeah, maybe when you... Can you use Sync Sketch on Windows?
Yeah.
Maybe just do that on Windows and use the power of the studio for rendering. Hey, we have to run.
Thanks so much.
Pleasure to talk to you as always, Craig. Have a good one.
Have a great day, you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Oh, now a word from our sponsors. Our fine sponsor. What would we do without Acronis? For many years, many years, I used and highly recommended the Acronis imaging program, Acronis True Image. You probably heard me talk about it, right? It was still is the imaging program. Well, now they've combined Acronis True Image with malware protection to create something new, Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office. Everything you need to safeguard your device. Backup with True Image, because, of course, hard drives fail, coffee spills, plus malware protection to keep ransomware and other cyber threats off your hard drives. You keep your digital world safe with Acronis, the only cyber protection solution that delivers a unique integration of data protection and cybersecurity all in one. Acronis, A-C-R-O-N-I-S, Cyber Protect Home Office, formerly Acronis True Image. Windows, Mac, Android, iOS. It's quick backup and recovery. This is why I love imaging, because you can not only back the entire drive up with everything, apps and all, quickly, you can restore it quickly. So you're always ready to go. We used to use it on the air on Tech TV because, you know, if we were live, if a computer crashed, you'd have 3 minutes of commercials. You got to be up and running. Thank you, Acronis. Never lose precious files or expensive applications. You can restore a full system, of course, but also individual files. And you can do it locally and now, and this is something new, the Acronis Cloud, which means you can restore your entire system from the cloud to new hardware if you want, or the same hardware. You can even do direct cloud-to-cloud backups of your Microsoft 365 account. That includes your Outlook.com mailbox, your OneDrive files. And with advanced cybersecurity, you'll stop any cyber attack from damaging your data, applications, or systems. Block attacks in real time before malware, ransomware, or cryptojackers can cause damage. Find any hidden infections that could be lurking on your system with flexible antivirus scans. And the management is simple because instead of using 2 or more packages to do all this, you're using the one. Spend less time on the computer with Acronis' 2-click setup. Your set and forget options doing exactly what you need to do. Everything is a simple, intuitive interface. Your entire digital world protected. With integrated protection, Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office. It's not just a backup. It's not just an antivirus. It's peace of mind, knowing your devices and backups are protected, your data is safe, accessible, private, authentic, and secure. Keep your digital world safe from all threats with the only cyber protection solution that delivers a unique integration of data protection and cybersecurity in one. Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office, formerly Acronis True Image. Visit go.acronis.com/techguy. That's go.acronis, acronis.com/techguy. Thank you, Acronis, for supporting the Tech Guy Show. You support us, too, when you use that address. So please do. Acronis is go.acronis.com/techguy. Go.acronis.com/techguy. Thank you, Acronis. Now back to the show. It's time for Scott Wilkinson, home theater geek. He just joined us on the call with Craig, our art director, who is having some sort of weird issue with his monitor.
Really weird.
What happened? He was using some software, and there was a sudden. The monitor got bright blue and weird, and then there was, he says, burn-in, but there was a ghost image on the monitor. He unplugged it, tried different ports and stuff. The ghost monitor image remained. After a while, it has gone away. His monitor is completely normal now. He's wondering if he should replace the monitor. What do you think, Scott? Any thoughts about that?
Well, I think you were right when you said that it got some sort of blast of electricity, and the LCD shutters, the little LCD subpixels, were forced open or closed.
They can get stuck.
They can get stuck. They freaked out for a little while, but then they relaxed.
Relax, man.
Because LCDs, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't get burn-in per se.
Correct.
Remember we used to have screensavers on our CRTs, and then when we went to LCD screens, everybody said, well, you don't really need a screensaver anymore because you can leave the same image on there. But that's interesting. Those little shutters in the LCD could get stuck.
Yes.
I've heard people, now tell me if I'm nuts, say you take a soft chamois and you massage the pixel.
I've heard this too. I have never tried it. I have never actually seen it happen, but
I was reading that on suggestions for fixing stuck pixels, and that is one of the
you massage it with well, you don't do it with your finger. You do it with
a chamois.
A microfiber cloth or a chamois or something. Okay, well, yeah, we don't know what happened, but I'm going to say get a new cable at least, for sure.
Yeah, maybe the cable shorted out.
That's right. That's what it's got to be. How else would you get a blast of electricity to a monitor? You're not going to. The Mac's not going to do it. It doesn't have that capability.
Right.
I think
cable by itself doesn't either. It's got to it's got to come from somewhere.
Let's say the cable's broken.
Yeah.
A short would absolutely do that, right?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So that's what I think. Get rid of the cable. Get a new cable and hope it doesn't happen again.
Right.
What do you want to talk about this week, Mr. Home Theater Geek?
Oh, this week I want to talk about the fact that I went to a conference last week.
What? You are insane.
Oh.
I know. I was wearing a mask the whole time.
Nice.
Except for when I was shooting the video for the podcast, which is going to be up on youtube.com/AVS forum in about half an hour, I'm told.
Nice.
The guy is going to put all the video together. We had...
what was the conference?
The conference was called Display Week, and it's put on by the Society for Information Display.
So it was a bunch of monitors? What was it?
Oh, no. It's anything.
No. How foolish you are.
It's any kind of display, including TVs, AR, VR headsets, anything. Anything that produces an image is fair game for this conference. And the conference is concerned mostly with the underlying technology. So this is a super geeky conference. I mean, we get into one of the biggest stories at the show was quantum dots. And we've talked about that many times. Quantum dots are little microscopic spheres of semiconductor material that when you hit them with blue light, say, they absorb the blue light and then emit a lower frequency, longer wavelength light, say green or red, at a very precise frequency depending on how big they are. And their size can be very precisely regulated in the manufacturing process. So the company Nanosys, which is the biggest producer of these tiny little quantum dots, and they're used in all the TVs that you see that have quantum QD LED and QD this and that. Nanosys supplies the quantum dots for most of them. Samsung, Sony, LG, all these companies. They were there. And they don't make anything that consumers can buy, but what they make affects what consumers buy, the TVs that consumers buy. So we shot the podcast in their booth, and we talked to their CEO and president, Jason Hartlove, about what they were showing at the show and what's the big news. As in addition, I talked to Bob O'Brien from Display Supply Chain Consultants, and we talked about the supply chain issues, which are kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was actually my question. Is everything in electronics is getting hard to get? You know.
Well, he said that it wasn't as big an issue for displays as everybody seems to think.
Oh, that's a relief.
I was amazed, actually, at that. We also talked to a guy from the head of R&D for Hisense USA about what they're doing with quantum dots, and our friend Mike Heiss, who has been in the chat room quite a bit and is a good friend of mine, an industry consultant and journalist. And so we had a great time shooting this video. It wasn't streamed live because we couldn't get a hardwire Ethernet cable into the booth without spending astronomical amounts of money. So we shot it, and it's getting edited and put up on. It'll be on YouTube in like I say, less than half an hour.
So tell us what you learned at Display Week.
Well, the big thing was I got my first look at Samsung's QD OLED. That is, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
So this has not been for sale. This is only this is about to go on sale.
It's about to go on sale. If it isn't already, it's really imminent. And it's a new type of LED, of OLED, sorry, in which the green and red components are actually, that light is emitted by quantum dots. It's called photoluminescent quantum dots. And they put it up, Nanosys had a great display. They put up a 65-inch Samsung QD OLED, which they call QD display, next to an LG OLED, a normal OLED, which up till now has been my favorite and I think the best display technology. And the QD OLED was significantly better. It had richer colors. It just looked more vibrant. It was really good, really good.
So wait a minute now. Alphabet soup-wise, this is a PLQD OLED? Is that correct?
It's an let's see, QD OLED.
OLED. QD OLED.
Yes.
Okay, good.
QD OLED.
QD OLED. And that's because they're using quantum dots in the backlight.
No, in this case,
no
not in the backlight.
In the OLED
there is a backlight. In the actual dots, the actual subpixels, they are quantum dots. And the backlight in all of the subpixels is
no.
Yeah. In LCDs, no, that's white, and it's the same white light that comes through the pixels.
Right.
In QD OLED, blue OLED material sends light into the quantum dot, and then the quantum dot emits green or red, and then the blue comes through in the blue subpixels by itself without any quantum dots. Anyway, the picture is better.
Good. That's all. That's
The
really
picture is better.
That's what I want. Is the picture better, Scott?
Not only that, dig this.
Yes.
The LG OLED lists for $3,200. That model that they had there. The quantum dot OLED will be $3,000.
It's less.
So it's even less expensive.
Why is that? Is that because they're? Why is that?
I don't know.
They want to push that market, maybe, huh?
Well, I have to tell you, as soon as that TV becomes available, I'm buying one.
Yeah, that's like a better OLED, in other words.
It is. That's right. That's exactly what it is.
So
it's
there's a better OLED out there. You were very excited about this before CES. You said, I can't tell you what it is, but there's going to be something announced at the Consumer Electronics Show in January that is going to change the way you watch TV. And you were right.
Yep,
Scott,
I was.
That's exciting. Scott Wilkinson, Home Theater Geek, watches videos at youtube.com/AVS Forum. And, of course, he joins us here every week. Thank you, Scott.
You bet.
Yeah, we started watching The Northman last night on the big projector.
Ah, the high
Got about 3 seconds in, and I said, let's go watch it on the OLED. And that was the right choice, because it really did look much better on the
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah. Would you like to take the helm for another couple of minutes here?
I'd love to. Thank you
Alrighty,
so
my
very
friend.
much.
It is your turn to helmify.
Thank you. Helmify. I love helmifying.
Helmifying. Helmifino.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
So nice to see you all. I'm so glad to be here, and it's a lovely day in Santa Cruz.
Lovely day.
After the
lovely day.
lovely day, lovely day. Yep.
Commodores, right?
And-
No. Joking.
No, I think that was that Bill Withers?
Bill Withers. Very good.
Okay.
Well,
Yep. I'm going to stick around for the top of the hour, but after that, we are heading out for some house hunting. Going to some open houses.
so exciting.
Is that?
Yeah,
That's very
we
exciting.
got really close to a house that we love.
Nice. Whereabouts?
But
What
then you
area
did your
you
due
looking at?
diligence. Unlike
No, we did our
Elon.
due diligence.
Yes,
No,
and it
we
was
did.
full of spam bots. What?
It was in Soquel,
Oh, I like SoCal.
which is
Yeah.
the little suburb of Santa Cruz,
Yeah.
if you can imagine that. Santa Cruz
Look
isn't
in
that big.
Capitola, too. I love Capitola.
Oh, we have been. Yeah. This place, we loved it. It was on a creek. It had redwoods around it. It was so gorgeous. And we got beat out by an all-cash offer from Silicon Valley.
They'll
Oh,
get you every
dang it.
time. Yep.
They're going to get you every
Do they
time.
real?
So
Whenever they say all cash, is it like
There's a briefcase.
A briefcase?
Yeah. They write you a check.
almost literally. I mean, it goes through
Cashier's check.
escrow. It goes through escrow, right? But they're going
I don't know
they're
him.
going to pony
They
up.
don't have to
you
get a
know.
loan, which is for the seller.
They don't have
very
to get a loan,
desirable,
and they can
right.
and they can make an escrow of very short,
Right.
like 15 days or
Right.
whatever. So we couldn't do that. We don't have all cash. We've got a nice big chunk for down payment from selling our house in LA, but we don't have the kind of money to put down all cash here. So we got skunked. And I was bummed because we loved that place. Aww. We were one of the last two, too. We were in the final round of negotiations. And that day was like our realtor going, okay, can you go up anymore? Can you go up anymore?
That's horrible.
Anyway.
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
But you
so
know
we're
what I
gonna go
also
out
learned,
today.
because it's happened many times to me, is you're going to get the house of your dreams. Because every time that's happened, we ended up buying a house that we liked better. So
Yeah. Our realtor said the exact same thing.
yeah.
So we are maintaining our faith.
Never fall in love with a house
that will
until
happen.
you're ready to move in.
Yes, exactly.
Then fall in.
Anyway, we got a bunch of open houses to go to today. So
how fun!
We're very excited.
That's always a fun thing to do. I like
it.
That.
Is. Yeah, it is. We're gonna. There are a couple of them are up in Scotts Valley.
Oh, another nice place. But you're competing. This is the problem in that area. The house prices have gone up a lot because of Silicon Valley. It's just over the hill from Silicon Valley, so a lot of these
people from
executives
Silicon Valley want to live here.
Live there, yeah.
And since they can work from home, so much the better.
Well, even before then, it was very desirable. Yeah.
Of course, to commute, you have to drive over 17, which is this windy. windy road I've heard more than one person refer to as the alley of blood.
Well,
Oh, dear.
it's not that bad.
That's dramatic.
You know, I used to drive
I
it.
know.
I used to drive it all the time. But
it's not that
fun.
bad.
It's fun actually, and I think the idea for these executives is it's more affordable to live in Capitola than it is Woodland.
It's true. It's true. Actually, the average house price in Santa Cruz is lower than it is in Silicon Valley.
They're saving money. All right, you want to stick around for the top and then go house hunting? All right, thank you, sir. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, your tech guys on the radio. 8888 Ask Leo is the phone number. It's really Ask Leo and Micah, but you don't have to dial the Micah. But it is, in fact, 8888 Ask Leo and Micah. So go ahead, dial all those numbers.
Try that. I don't know if it'll work.
Oh, it'll work because I think it just. Well,
Oh, does it just ignore the letters?
I think it just ignores the extra.
Huh.
Kim,
Try it.
Phone Angel, do you know can they dial 8888 Ask Leo and Micah?
I do not, but I'll try it.
Try it. And actually, you can spell Micah any way you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Pat is on the line next from Portland, Oregon. Hello, Pat.
Hi there.
Thanks for hanging on. Welcome.
Yeah. Hello from a rainy day on Portland.
Nice.
I
wish you would send some down our way.
Yeah, please do.
Something new
Yeah.
for Portland, right?
Yep.
Hey, I have a frozen dessert catering service that we use a high roof ProMaster van for our service, and we are primarily a private catering service.
So tell me what goods you deliver in your van. Tell me all about.
Yeah, we are the ice cream truck for grown-ups.
Oh my God! Do you have a musical jingle that plays as you drive around the neighborhood?
No, we don't do neighborhoods. We are a for-hire wedding corporate.
Oh, but how cool to have Mr. Frosty at the wedding, right? But you need a jingle. You need like Chicken in the Straw. That's what the ice cream truck used to play in our neighborhood. And then you know obviously you're not trying to get the neighborhood kids to come running up, but I just feel like that's anyway. What kind of, you said adult? What kind of desserts are we getting here?
Well, we do hand scooped in bowls and waffle cones. We make root beer or orange cream floats. We do sundae bars.
Beer float.
What's the website?
I'm sorry. It is the Mobile Scoop Shop.
The Mobile Scoop Shop. I love it. So you're really more not so much a Frosty truck as a Mr. Frosty truck as a scoop shop, as a ice cream parlor on wheels. So what do you need to make your business sing? What can we do to help you?
Well, we have some awesome staff, and one of the things that now in today's environment, it's really kind of nice to have a little bit of security for them. So,
do people sneak up and try to go in the back door and steal some treats?
No, but you do occasionally get that overindulged guest.
So you want to get a video of the window of people coming up.
Yes.
Okay. And you want, so now obviously you don't have an internet connection in the truck.
Right. I have an iPad that we run Spotify off of.
Oh,
just
nice.
To kind of bring a little bit of fun.
Turkey in the straw. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, customized to the type of group.
If I ever get married again, I'm having the Mobile Scoop Shop come. Maybe Micah, you could have them, and I'll just come to the wedding. How about that?
There we go.
So this is so cute.
The wedding anyway.
So you want to have. You don't care about the rest of around the truck, just the where the customers are coming up, kind of.
Right. We aren't stationary, so we're not in a food court.
And do you want to continue? This is the real question with security cameras. There's two types. There's continuous video. It's recording all the time, or there's, see, in your case, the other kind, which is motion activated. It's going to be motion all the time, so that isn't going to solve anything. It sounds like you want
during gigs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, obviously, when you're just driving to a gig, you don't care.
Right.
So there's two problems to solve. I presume you have plenty of power. You could plug it in.
Yes.
Yeah. And Do you
as well? So,
do you have cigarette lighter power as well as plug-in power?
yes.
Yeah. I'm thinking that a dash cam, a mobile dash cam, might actually be the solution. There are dash cams that have 3G or LTE connectivity so that they'd always be streaming. You could do something that streams only locally. That's certainly possible. So you could say that iPad that's playing Spotify, you could connect that. You could make that be a hotspot. It's playing Spotify, so it has LTE connectivity, obviously. That's where you're getting the music from.
It is. The iPad I have found does not always provide the strongest connection.
Okay.
We use Verizon, so, I don't know if that's how relevant that is, but I understand it's one of the better.
It is. I mean, it depends on the area. I'm going to presume it's good in Portland. But again, as you point out, you might be going to, a wedding that's somewhere up in the Redwoods or something, and they don't have good connectivity up there. So we're not going to count on that. So we want to record locally, I think. What we really want is a security camera that records locally. Most of the ones that do this on an SD card. If there's an incident, you drive away as fast as you can, and then you pop out the SD card for later perusal. So it's a little memory card in the camera that's recording. There's a lot of cameras that can do that. In fact, this is easier because you don't need internet access on this camera. I presume you are not going to be monitoring it from off-site. You just want a recording of what's going on.
Well, I wouldn't mind that. We've grown to a point where I'm not generally on site for the majority of the events.
So now you do need internet access because you want to look at what's going on at the 14 trucks that are out and about. Okay, so we do need internet access.
That makes it a little more complicated.
Yeah. The problem with a dash cam is those are record, but they'll record in a loop.
Okay.
So the loops can vary depending on the size of the memory and so forth. The idea being, if there's an accident, you're going to save when that happened. Otherwise, it's just going to reuse the memory card when it runs out. But that could be 24 hours. That could be plenty of time. So that's not a dash cam would work. There are a few dash cams that have. I think it may be worth looking at the Owlcam. We were talking about this the other day. This was a really cool dash cam, owlcam.com, that had internet access built in, 4G internet access. They are now pushing it for fleet solutions, which tells me that this is, gives you a desktop fleet management platform. So you can watch it at the office, see what's going on. It'll stream live HD video over 3G. It has GPS, which you probably don't care that much about. But, maybe if one of our trucks has gone missing, you'd know where it was. I think this might be the solution for you. It's designed for automotive, so the Owlcam actually pulls its power off an ODB2 port, but I imagine there's other ways to power it for fleets, because I don't know if trucks have ODB2 ports. Take a look at the Owlcam. I think it's ostensibly a dash cam, but it has exactly the features you want, which is live streaming video remotely, built-in 3G, so you don't have to worry about tying it to the iPad or anything like that. I think this sounds like a good solution. You're going to want something like this, essentially.
Okay.
But owlcam.com, I think, is the one you want.
Okay. Do they, or should I consider a two-camera system, like one in the driver's cab, and then what would normally be like a rear?
Well, one of the things that's cool about the Owlcam is it is a two-camera system. It shoots ahead and back. So if you positioned it well, you could have it be shooting the counter, but also looking behind it at the driver's position if you wanted. You could even move it when you're on the road, which would then give you a record of the drive. I think it is. This is the way to go. Owlcam.com.
And check out their fleet solutions.
Yeah. Leo and Micah, the tech guys. I'm so hungry now. What's your number one treat that people, want?
Oh, walking sundae in a waffle cone.
Oh, I'm telling you, I want it. Now it looks like you'll set up tables too, so it's not just the truck. I'm looking at pictures. That looks like so much fun. What a good business idea. Was this your idea?
Yeah, we make Italian ice, and it sort of was.
Oh, gelatos. Yeah. Yummy, yum, yum. Okay, well, if you're in the Portland area, the mobilescoopshop.com.
Thank you.
Every bride wants a sundae
Local
after.
fruits and berries. Oh man.
We would have you.
Visit.
We would have you for our Christmas party for sure. The staff would love you.
Ginger peach. Oh, you're killing me.
Yeah, I think the Owlcam is actually perfect. You could get two if you wanted, but you could even have it set up so that when you're stationary, it's showing the customers and what's going on inside the truck. And then when you move, you put it up in the front in the dashboard so it has out the window and the driver. I think it's exactly what you want. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate it, Pat. Have a good one.
You're welcome.
I want some ice cream now. I want ice cream. All right, back to the man of the hour, Scott Wilkinson.
I'm looking at those pictures too, man.
Doesn't that look good?
Oh,
what a good idea. The mobile scoop shot.
Yeah.
Vancouver, Beaverton, Salem. They go up to Hood River if you really make them. Nice.
I like it. Have you guys ever had... in LA, we had a once a month food truck extravaganza.
Yeah, we have it here.
House.
We have that here actually. There's a. I think
now, do they have a food truck with liquid nitrogen sudden ice cream?
Oh, isn't that fun making the ice cream like that? I've had it that way. We actually did it on the new screensavers, I think.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's really good. It's so creamy because it's so fast you don't get crystals. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I first had that at a party after the premiere of the movie Transcendence. I happened to get invited, and they had a party afterwards, and they had one of these liquid nitrogen. You mix cream with stuff, and then you pour liquid nitrogen into it, and it freezes instantly, and into a soft serve, and it's so good. It is so good. Anyway. Enough about ice cream. Making me hungry, too. Thanks, Kay Woods. Wishing me good luck house hunting. Somebody earlier said, the right attitude is have faith. The right thing will come along, and it'll be better than what you lost. And I am holding that picture in my mind. Now, Web 1631 said, what's a really nice display to get for my living room? I have an older LG UHD 4K. I assume you don't mean an OLED. I mean, presumably you mean an LCD. If you have an OLED, then why replace it? There's no reason to replace it, in my opinion, except if you want to wait a little while. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be out and available to the public, but the new Samsung QD OLED is better than OLED. I hesitate even to say that because I've always said OLED was the best display, and it was up till now. Now, I'm going to have to say QD OLED is the best display. It even gets brighter. Sorry, some of the specs that I didn't get to say on the air were this. The OLED, the LG OLED, in the side-by-side comparison, we saw some specs. Gets to 77% of the BT 2020 color space, which is the range of colors that the display can reproduce. The QD OLED gets to over 90% of that same color space. The WOLED gets to, the regular OLED gets to 930 peak nits, peak white, and 450 nits if you just combine red, green, and blue. Because remember, most OLEDs have a red, green, and blue subpixel and also a white subpixel. So if you blast all of those equally, you get to 930. If you only use RGB without the white, you get to 450. With the QD display, 1,500 nits in both peak white and peak RGB. So it doesn't matter because there is no white pixel in a QD OLED. That's why. They're the same. And they're brighter than a current OLED. It also has a deeper red. For those of you who are into super geeky stuff, the red on the regular OLED is at 626 nanometers. That's the center of the red peak. And on the QD display, it's 640 nanometers. So it's a longer wavelength, a deeper red. It looked phenomenal in this side-by-side comparison, which, by the way, they put both displays in their FileMaker mode, which is the most accurate out-of-the-box preset mode available. So I asked them, I said, did you calibrate these? They said, no, we didn't calibrate them, but we put them both in their FileMaker mode. Oh, okay. So that's pretty good.
Did they say what the color space is?
Yeah. The QD OLED is over 90% of BT 2020, which is the largest color space available to video, period.
Huh.
And the regular OLED is 77% of that.
Huh.
So that's a lot
standard,
more color.
Dci P3 is what motion pictures use.
Correct. And that is smaller than BT 2020.
So if it covers BT, it would cover Dci P3 100%?
Correct. Oh, more than.
Yeah.
If it's over 90% of 2020, then it's more than
But I wonder
DCI
why they didn't just say it's Dci P3.
Well, you know, it's a numbers
FileMaker
game.
mode, I want it to be...
You want it to be... Yeah, no, I agree with you. And if they mastered it in P3 and they were looking at P3 and that's what they saw, then that's what you want to see at home. I agree.
The other thing is red depends on the film, right? What the red is, there's
except nobody uses
there's a
film
red
anymore.
matching. Well, whatever. They're matching a certain wavelength of red. The fact that I hope it doesn't shift the red.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll have to look into that.
That's not more accurate. That's just
matching. Well, it depends really on what the mastering colorist did. Were they looking at red at 626 nanometers?
But that's why it's weird for them to say our red is 704 nanometers, like
640
or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's irrelevant. Does it mean it can? I mean, is it more red? No.
Well,
I don't understand why they're saying that. It's a deeper red, but maybe does that mean that other monitors couldn't do it? I don't understand what that even means.
Well,
because it's not all we're trying to do is match the colors of the source.
Correct.
So if I send 640, I want to see 640. But if I send 703, I want to see 703. I don't understand what they're talking about when they say, well, we could do 640. Well, I don't. There's no red. Right?
Well, red is a perception, right?
I mean,
640 nanometers is 640 nanometers. It's not red. It's only red when it gets into our brain.
It's a red. But it's not
right.
It's not the red.
Well,
so I need
to do some research into what digital cameras can capture.
Maybe they're saying that normally you don't ever see that because a monitor can't go there. Right. I'd like to know if that's what they mean, though.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I will look into that.
Sorry, I just had some questions. That's all.
That's fine.
Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure.
Have a great day.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
It's off to house hunting.
Good luck. Well, hey, how are you today? It's me, Micah Sargent.
And me, Leo Laporte.
And it's time. I bet you 90% of people listening would not know.
They go, oh, Leo's there.
Right, Leo and Micah. Tech Guys 2. That means double your pleasure, double your fun, and double your geekiness. 8888 Ask Leo is the phone number. 888-827-5536. Toll-free from an... Actually, let me ask Kim. Kim, did you dial 8888 Ask Leo and Micah, and did it work?
Man, I went out and made coffee instead.
Much more important.
Got to keep you fueled. I understand.
I'll do that now.
Now you can dial it in a more caffeinated fashion. My contention is it would work, but it may be, your mileage.
It might also be telling the phone system, hey, here's the extension I'm trying to dial.
The phone system might go, I don't know what it would do. It might say, oh, you don't want to talk to Leo. Talk to Micah.
Maybe there's a baby filter. Like there's an infant who's holding onto your phone, typing all these extra keys, so it does ignore them like you're suggesting.
In the old days, you wouldn't remember this, but there was an operator. And you would say... Were you around in operator days? That.
Okay.
Give me Micah. And the operator would be sitting in front of a giant board with a lot of holes and plugs, and would plug your phone into Micah's phone and make a single wire going from my phone to your phone.
It's the start of programming.
Can you believe it even worked?
I know.
And in fact, if you look, and we've shown these on some of our shows, around the early days of the phone, I guess 1910, you'd see these giant towers with phone lines, thousands of phone lines on them, because every subscriber needed to have their own line.
Pretty wild.
All going into the central office, and then they would connect the two. Crazy.
It's a miracle it worked.
At one point, by the way, one of the phone company people said, at this rate, if we keep it up at this rate, we're going to have to come up with something, because every woman in the world will be working in the phone as an operator. It's working for us. We've got to solve this. So they did. They came up with automated switching instead of a human doing it, but it was still switching, and then eventually digital, of course. By the way, the test is successful.
Yep, it worked. I had to figure out the lettering for and Micah, but it worked.
8888 Ask Leo and Micah.
If you want to do a little extra workout.
If you don't mind, if your thumbs don't mind, call us. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Tom is on the line from Keene, New Hampshire. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Leo. How's it going? You guys are having way too much fun over there.
I think so. I think so.
Have some fun this way, will you?
Join the fun. You're invited.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I hope we get some ice cream and we can.
I know,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah. Well, that was awesome. That ice cream, that was great.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Yeah, it really is cool. Ice cream is cool.
Literally. Literally.
I get it.
It's going to be 81 degrees here later today, and so we want some ice cream. What can we do for you, Tom?
85, 86.
Is it 85 in Keene? Really?
Yeah, 85, 86, something like that today,
Wow.
yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
I didn't know you had such warm weather in New Hampshire. How nice.
We do sometimes.
Sometimes.
As warm as it's been in a while, yeah.
Nice. What can I do for you today?
This week, I upgraded to gigabit internet.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
boy.
That's better than ice cream.
Yeah, well, almost. When it works.
Oh.
So,
yeah. It doesn't matter how fast it is if it's not working, does it?
well, I'm not sure if it's not working or if I'm just not understanding what's happening. So,
Okay.
I have an Apple TV 4K, the latest one,
Yep.
plugged into an Ethernet cable,
Okay.
plugged into my router, and when I do the speed test on my TV, I get about 930 megabits down.
Very nice.
And I'm like, okay, that's okay.
That's more than okay.
1,000.
Because even though you're supposedly getting 1,000 megabits,
Right.
which is a gigabit,
Right.
you're not really going to get 1,000. 930 out of the 1,000. 93%. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. But the problem is, on my iPhone, I've typically been getting about 270 down.
Because it's on Wi-Fi.
No, right. But should it be about 2/3 less?
Well, yeah.
When I had 400, I was paying for 400 megabits before, and I was getting about 270.
So this is a very common plaint, and it is the case. You will not get gigabit because the iPhone can't do it. So Wi-Fi is already about 50% of nominal, maybe 60% of nominal. So even if you had a device that were capable of the fastest possible speeds on Wi-Fi, it wouldn't be more than 600 megabits. But then you also have the issue of what can the radio do on that device? And most phones don't have the fastest Wi-Fi because they don't need it, right?
Because I'm using the latest iPhone, I'm using the 13 Pro iPhone.
Well, let me see here because we have 10 gigabits here Let me just do a speed test on my 12 Pro Max. I bet you it's going to be around 200 or 300. I've never seen faster than that on a phone, to be honest with you.
What router do you use, by the way?
It's a Netgear Nighthawk.
Yeah, very nice.
Gigabit router.
Yeah.
I don't know which model it is, but it's the latest one. I got it, about a year and a half ago.
So I'm running on a 10 gigabit symmetric, although the Ruckus Wi-Fi routers that we have are probably not 10 gigabits. And my iPhone is 209 megabits down, 252 megabits up, which tells you that I've got a lot of upstream.
Yeah, you got a lot up, yeah. I don't get anywhere close to that up at all.
No, you wouldn't unless you got what's called symmetric. Ours is symmetric.
Right.
But that's the point is, even though I have capability of much faster, it's not going to go that fast. Now, you have a 13, Micah. Why don't you see what you've got?
We're doing it here.
Yep.
And
I think this is really common. I don't think you're going to get
Which Wi-Fi are you using? Office?
Do you care? Let me see.
Are they all the same? Does he have them all?
I am on TwitOffice.
Okay, good. Then we're on the same one.
Guest might be a little faster. Let me switch over.
I'm getting 262 down.
Okay, a little faster than me.
And about 300 up.
Okay, so you're on a newer phone getting a little better, but still, that's not faster than what you're getting, right, Tom?
Right. I get about 270 consistently down.
I would love to see reviewers review the Wi-Fi speeds, because I think nowadays, especially since we're getting faster 5G as well, I think, and many of us have pretty fast. I just think it's an economical thing.
Yeah,
that they don't, and Wi-Fi radios are always going to be a little slower. And I just don't think they're putting in the fastest radios. Yeah, I'm getting 254 on another.
And Tom, you're saying that you used to get higher speeds?
Not on his phone, on his wired.
Okay, it's about the same. Good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to confirm that.
Speed down, yeah.
So it's just a limitation of the phone, I think. There are somebody in the chat room saying they have a OnePlus 8T and they're able to get 610 down. So some phones, that's a new phone. Let me try on the Pixel 6 and see what I'm getting as long as we're doing this. It's my sense that companies don't put a lot of money on mobile devices into fast Wi-Fi. They could, but they don't.
I knew it would be slow, but I didn't know it would be that much. I didn't know it would be
Well, what do you need it to be faster for, to be honest with you?
I do a lot of streaming of internet and downloads of your podcast. Think of a lot of
it's my fault. No, even if you're watching 4K, you got plenty of speed for that. Okay, this is interesting because the Pixel 6 is faster on the same Wi-Fi network as my iPhone. It's 471 down, 337 up. So it is a lot faster.
I wonder if I've got...
it's a lot faster. So I think it's very phone-specific. Apple... Nothing you can do.
Settings to change?
No, it's in the phone. It's the hardware in the phone.
Okay.
But it's fast enough. You can watch 4K on there.
It is.
It's fast enough. Trust me.
Most of the time I use my Apple TV anyhow. It's just, like you said, Monday morning downloading all your podcasts on the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. But even that speed should be enough. Remember, a lot of the servers you're getting the data from aren't faster than 100 or 200 megabits down. Right? You're faster with your gigabit. This is something a lot of people who get gigabit are a little disappointed to learn. What are you getting now?
I just turned off iCloud Private Relay. I'm now getting 402 down and 335 up.
Well, that makes sense.
Down and 335 up.
Because you were essentially going through a VPN with iCloud.
Right.
That goes through Cloudflare. So if you have that turned on, try turning that off. That's a good one.
Yes.
Good idea, Micah.
I'm trying to remember what that setting is.
If you go into Wi-Fi, you tap on the little eye icon for info. You'll see an option that says Limit IP Address Tracking. You just want to toggle that off. Toggle that off.
I'll try that.
So you didn't? Did you even know you had it on?
I know I probably
I forgot that I had
for
mine
privacy. On. That was a good thinking, though.
Yeah, I have that on. I have it on my wife's phone. When she got her new SE, I made sure we turned that on for her.
So now you have a balancing act. Do I want privacy or do I want higher speeds? And I still think...
I want privacy, thank you.
Yeah, I still think 200 megabits is more than enough to do most of the things you do.
Yes, yeah. All right.
Hey, a good question, though. Thank you, Tom. And an excellent catch, Micah.
Thank you.
Turn off iCloud Private Relay. That makes a lot of sense. It's a VPN. It's going through a server at Cloudflare. Again, how do I do that?
You go into your Wi-Fi settings and the Wi-Fi that you're connected to, you'll see the little eye icon for information.
Info?
Tap on that. And then where it says limit IP address tracking.
Oh, that's what it's called.
That's iCloud Private
Limit
Relay.
IP address tracking. Okay. Now I'm going to do a speed test. 8888 Ask Leo, the phone number, 888-827. I'm sorry, Ask Leo and Micah. 888-827-5536, toll free from anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. Website, techguylabs.com. So it did not improve speed on my 12.
Oh,
Still 248 down. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? That was a good catch. Really good catch. Never thought of that. Excellent. You're ready to take over the Tech Guy Show. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, we've just been waiting for this.
There was the moment.
That was it. The moment when the Padawan becomes a teacher.
Can finally catch the, the fly out of the air.
Yeah. With the chopsticks. Oh, my goodness. How's the Python going?
I had to take a break.
Your brain was hurting?
My brain was hurting. Well, no, it's actually because I wanted to do some thread networking stuff.
Oh, interesting.
So I took a break on that so I could do some study on using a, what is it called? NXP module that has thread and the latest versions of Bluetooth and all sorts of different fun stuff there with my Raspberry Pi.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're doing IoT stuff?
Yeah, a little bit of IoT stuff.
That's really cool.
All right. So I remembered that I have an iPhone 12 that I forgot because I use it as my camera. And so it just sits there.
You could use that.
But the problem is the iPhone SE, if we had done that, would have been about $130. And the iPhone 12 Pro Max that I have is going to be $300.
To replace the screen?
It's
maybe do the battery instead.
Oh yeah, let me check for the battery. That's a good idea. Oh, that's much cheaper. Yeah, that's like $70. Okay, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll replace the battery.
It doesn't matter, right?
Right, yeah. It's the whole point. Yeah, the whole point is just to do the process.
We might actually need a new battery.
That's true for that one. Oh, that's a good point. Perfect. That's what
we know you don't need a new screen. Oh, I need a new Raspberry Pi, but I can't get one.
I lucked out that I got one before everything kind of
I have a
goes down.
3, so it's pretty old.
I've got I got it from CanaKit, and it came with a little case and everything.
Yeah, I have a great case. Which do you have a 4?
Yeah, I've got a 4.
Oh well, you should look at this case. You can have my case. Ugh.
It's got a case, but if you got a better one,
not as good as this case. This is a really good case. But the connectors don't work on the 3, so I think it requires a 4. This case turns your Raspberry Pi into
oh my God,
a 2CI.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
amazing.
great? And it has a built-in fan.
And it has a better fan than the one I have. I have a fan, but it's really small.
Good. And then, you could have this one.
It's a mouse.
Has Mike B heard about Wealthfront? Have I told you? Man, Wealthfront's looking better and better, isn't it? As the stock market crashes, did you put Bitcoin in your 401k? Yeah, I bet you're real happy about that, aren't you? There is a better way. Look, I understand. It's really fun, to say, oh, look all the money I made on AMC or GameSpot or something like that. But really, the way to build wealth is not to go out there and gamble in the stock market or in cryptocurrencies. It's a wild ride. It could be really fun, but the risk of losing it all also means it should be enjoyed in moderation. Like, I don't know, casino gambling, eating questionable street food. If you're playing the market, please do the right thing. Do me a favor. Stash your savings into a place like Wealthfront. Wealthfront has a ton of data. You know, I was just thinking this the other day. If you had timed it just right and bought, you know, if you knew that, I should buy this meme stock Thursday at 5 p.m. and sell it by all means by Monday at 9 a.m. because by Tuesday it's crashed. But that little window, that's called market timing, right? But how do you know? How do you know when the perfect window is, when to buy and when to sell? Wealthfront has a ton of data that shows that time in the market almost always beats timing the market. It's one of the reasons I'm watching, you know, my retirement savings go down a little bit, but I feel good because I've been in it a long time. It's gone up a lot. I know it will come back, and in years to come will go up again. You want a globally diversified portfolio. Wealthfront's portfolios are automatically optimized to hit the goals you set, whether you're saving to send the kids to college or buy a home or for your retirement. You choose the risk level you're comfortable with. You also get automatic tax breaks that can boost your returns even when the market dips. It's called tax loss harvesting, and actually Wealthfront invented the software. You can look that up. You can also personalize your portfolio with a selection of funds if you really do want to say, you know, I want to, but I know it's nice. I certainly want to let them, you know, manage it and rebalance my portfolio and stuff. But I would also like to be in a socially responsible fund, for instance. Yes, they could do that. Clean energy, cryptos, yeah, you can get in there. Of course, because they're diversified, see, it's really a better way to do it. Wealthfront has done so well. When they started, it was a couple of $100 million in assets. They now have $27 billion in assets, helping nearly 500,000 people build their wealth. Investopedia named them the best robo-advisor for 2022, and we're not even halfway through the year yet. This is the right way to do it. And especially if you're young, now's the time. Start building your wealth. Don't get seduced by all the people around you going, oh, man, you got to get into, you know, crypto or this meme stock. No. Put some money aside every month, every paycheck into Wealthfront. Get your first $5,000 managed free for life when you go to wealthfront.com/techguy, WEALTHFRONT, wealthfront.com/techguy. Start building your wealth the sensible way. Wealthfront.com/techguy. Get started today. I know sensible is not as fun, not as sexy as, you know, buying Bitcoin, but trust me, it's the right way to do it. Wealthfront.com/techguy. Thank you, Wealthfront, for supporting the Tech Guy Show. Here we go. Now, this is my kind of music, instead of all that rock and roll you kids listen to.
What'd you say, Leo? I was listening to my songs.
88, yeah, 88. Ask Leo, that's the phone. Ask Leo and Micah, that's the phone number. 888-827-5536. Toll free from anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. Back to the phones we go. And Tom on the line from Temecula. Hello, Tom.
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
I know you're not a big fan of Outlook, and I'm at the point where I'm not a fan of it either.
Now you know why I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
What's going on with your Outlook?
I've been using it for, must be 25, 30 years now.
And honestly, that's why, I mean, people use it in business. It is nice. One app does calendar, address book, and all your email. It's a good email package. I'm not a fan for technical reasons, not for user reasons. I just don't like the idea of everything stored in one big blob.
I'm upset for user reasons.
Oh, what's the matter?
Yeah. So I've got an old desktop, which is fine. It's upgraded with an SSD, and it had mirroring drives and plenty of power and plenty of memory and all that. And I was running Windows 7 until I decided that I better upgrade to Windows 10. So I upgraded to Windows 10. But I've been having problems with Outlook for the last couple of years where it would either not download my emails from the AT&T server, which is, as you know, Yahoo, or it would download them in giant batches early in the morning or late at night rather than in real time. So I played with it for about 6 months, and I got so frustrated that I took it to a professional computer shop that builds computers and services software and all that. They couldn't get Windows 10 to load, which I hadn't been able to do either. And they also couldn't get Outlook to work.
But they're professionals.
I know. And I am an intelligent amateur, but I couldn't make it work. So I brought the box home, and I kept playing with Windows 10, and I finally got that to load. So Windows 10 is fine. I hate it, but it works. I still couldn't get Outlook to work properly, so I bought a fresh, brand-new copy of Outlook, downloaded it from the Microsoft website. Still couldn't get it to work. Had 4 sessions online with the Geek Squad from Best Buy, and then took it into the Geek Squad. It's been there 3 times for a total of about 5 weeks. One guy decided that the thing to do is to set up a new Outlook file so that I've got my old Outlook and my new Outlook. The new Outlook started downloading emails immediately. I think this is great. It's working.
Yeah.
So it sat there, and I've got like 300,000 emails on the AT&T server left over from when I was working before I retired. Some of them I need to keep for forensic reasons. Some of them I keep because I just haven't cleared them yet.
Okay.
But so they downloaded, and everything was working fine. I picked up the box. I brought it home, started scrolling through them just to see if everything downloaded. There's a 14-month gap at one point with no emails. I know they're on the AT&T server because I can see them, but they're not in Outlook. There's a 3-month gap. There's a 3.5-week gap. I took it back to them, and they played with it for 3 weeks.
They must love seeing you coming.
I'm getting my money's worth.
So let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, it sounds like you're using the old POP3 protocol instead of IMAP.
It's IMAP now.
Okay. Yeah, that's very important because everybody now is IMAP. POP3 was the old one where you download all the emails. IMAP is simply a view of the server. It will cache emails, but it will not download them. So you may have a different expectation because from your days as a POP user. It does not download the email. It merely gives you a view into them. The server holds all the email, and you can see what's going on. It's almost like web-based mail, right?
Okay, let me give you the yes, but. The yes, but is that other than that 14-month gap, the 3-month gap, and the 3-week gap, the emails that it downloaded, including the ones that it's downloaded since I last picked it up, 2 times ago when I picked it up, those emails are on my hard drive.
Yeah, they're cached. They're not, you don't, again, IMAP does not download email. It caches it, but doesn't guarantee that the full set is there. So the thing to check is to use the web-based email interface that Yahoo AT&T gives you to see if that 14-month gap is there. I bet it is.
Well, if I go directly to the AT&T server, log into my AT&T account, log into their server, I can see all those emails on their server.
Of course you can.
I don't have them on my hard drive, which is where I need them.
You won't ever get them on your hard drive. That's not how IMAP works. Do you want to download all your email, then there's other things you might be able to do, but that's not how IMAP works. IMAP is just like the web interface, a view into the IMAP server. Now, let me see if there's a way, this is not the normal way to do it, if there's a way to download all the IMAP email, because that's, you know, not normally what you do.
I'll give you the other yes, but.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but when I'm looking at Outlook on my computer, I don't see all these emails. When I look at them on the AT&T server, I do see all the emails.
Right. Well, they should show up as, you should be able to see them because, right, you're looking at a view.
I can't see them, which means I can't put them into photos.
Well, I'm wondering how what they did to.
I can't delete them.
Yeah, I'm wondering because you've come to them with this request that you download them. I'm wondering if they've changed the behavior of Outlook, and that, by the way, would be probably why Outlook out of the box worked okay. So there are ways to tell IMAP to download it all, like with special IMAP mail backup software. That's what I would probably do. There are programs out there that are designed to I don't think Outlook will do this, but there are programs that will download all your IMAP email in a format that can be read, including PST, which is the Outlook format. But that's not what IMAP does. And so if your IMAP has been weirdly configured, it may also be there's a limitation that AT&T puts on getting, what did you say, 300 gigabytes of email. They may just say, well, yeah, it would take forever for us for you to see all of that. So I would look in your Outlook settings, whoever these professionals were, obviously, to know how email works. I would look in the IMAP settings, make sure, for instance, that you're looking at all folders, not just subscribed folders. There's a bunch of little arcane settings. And if you want to download them all, get a downloader, not Outlook. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Hold on a sec. So let's see. Somebody's saying.
Can you still hear me?
Yep. We just had to break, but I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the other question is this desktop computer. Although it works fine in every respect except Outlook, it's getting old. So I'm thinking about going to the dark side and buying a Mac. I've been told, because I'm retired now, I don't have to use an Intel machine. I don't have to use Windows. I've been told that the Apple mail software will have no problem downloading all 300,000 of my emails onto my own hard drive.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not. So, first of all, you don't have to use the Apple program. There's lots of different email programs out there. In fact, on the Macintosh, there's a variety of very good programs. Virtually no IMAP program in the world will download email. Again, it will only give you a view of it. I'm puzzled as to why it won't see that gap, and I suspect that may be more an AT&T thing. They may not actually, they may have expired it, for instance. They may say, well, it's too old, I'm not going to show it to you, even though it's still there, right? So it's not an issue of the amount of mail, because, you know, I don't want you to go out and buy a Mac hoping that you're going to be able to download 300,000 messages. IMAP doesn't do that. And I bet you anything AT&T doesn't want you to do that. That's the huge burden on their server. So they're almost certainly that's the limitation.
Is there a way to somehow copy all those emails off their server?
Yeah. Yeah. There are IMAP downloader programs.
Okay.
That will download it all. But Outlook, unless, and this is my concern, is it might, you know, in order to get this to try to happen, they might have fiddled with the Outlook settings. That might be where some of your issues lie. Because the out-of-the-box Outlook sounded like it worked okay.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It's been trouble for 2 years. Old software, 2010 Outlook, new software, 2019 Outlook. Neither one of them is
so. Just as an experiment, you could try a different email program just to see if you can see this. On Windows, you know, I don't know if Thunderbird's still yeah, I guess they still, yeah, it's still out there. This is a free open source email program designed for IMAP that should give you the same view you get in the web view. It's not a downloader. So that's, I mean, if you want to download the stuff from IMAP, that's different.
Yeah, I really want these emails on my hard drive. I don't want them in the cloud or on somebody's server only. I need to have them on my drive.
So that's what's changed in the world. Is now we use IMAP, and it does not normally download that. So you need a program like MailStore or something. There are a number of programs that will do this, that will download it, that will archive it. You certainly can do it. There will be the issue of AT&T. You know, if you try to do this from Gmail, for instance, they'll say, okay, but you can have 10 megabytes a day. You know, they don't want you to hammer their servers. So
I would just as soon get off their server and say goodbye to them.
Well, that's another reason why they may not. They may not. But nobody would let you do that. So you can get one of these downloaders. It may take a period of time, maybe months, to get all of that email because they may rate limit you. I think Thunderbolt. I think the first thing to do is get Thunderbird. It's free. See if you can see that missing gap. I suspect you'll be able to. And then you need a program that will download all of those emails from that IMAP server to store as an archive. There certainly are programs that will do that. And again, you may have to have the cooperation of AT&T because that's a lot of email.
Any names for those programs?
MailStore, somebody's saying, is a good one. There's one called, I think, IMAP Downloader. I've never used any of these, so I don't know. From BitRecover, IMAP Email Downloader. Okay. There's a few. You might try this one from BitRecover just to see if it'll do it. None of these are free, I don't think. Hey, Johnny Jet.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
Much better, thank you.
I was worried about you.
Oh, thank you for worrying.
Okay. Hold on, here we go. He's the traveling guru, Johnny Jet. Every week he joins us to talk about traveling better with technology. JohnnyJet.com is his website. What are you wearing? What's your hat, Johnny Jet?
Oh, this is an old school flippergram. Do you remember these guys?
Oh, yeah. You mean like the Kodak, what did you call those?
No.
Where you press the button? No?
No, they were like trying to compete with Instagram.
Oh, Flipagram.
But what they were able to do is they had music royalties, so you could put like a 30-second clip to any song.
Are they out of business now?
Oh, yeah.
So I know a person, good friend of ours, Christina Warren, who probably buy that hat from me. She collects gimme stuff from companies that are now out of business.
Really?
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
Unless
you're attached to the hat for some reason. I'll tell you what, she may look at it and go, I don't remember Flipagram. I don't.
No, she remembers it.
Oh, okay.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
Guaranteed. Yeah, they were pretty big for a little bit.
It was Instagram for dolphins.
And I had a bunch of followers on there too, so it hurt when they went out.
Oh,
but anyway,
yeah, that's welcome to the modern world. So, Johnny, where have you been these days, and what's going on? Are you traveling?
Oh, I was sick last week,
which
is why I was not on. I actually ended up at urgent care, and I got in right at the end of where my segment would have been. So I heard Micah on there replacing me, which he did a great job.
Yeah, Micah, the airplane guy.
Yes, F-Geek.
He said anytime he wasn't intentionally replacing you, but he did say anytime you need a replacement for Johnny, I'd be glad to step in. But that I have to only with your permission, Johnny.
Of course. Are you kidding me?
Micah's
He's written a couple of articles on my site.
Yeah.
He's solid.
I don't know. It's going to get confusing. I don't know if I can
he'll have to change his name. It's that's SAG after rules. There can be only one Micah.
That's true.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Was it COVID?
Much better. No. I tested negative.
Okay.
We went down to San Diego to the Carlsbad Flower Fields. Went to Legoland. My son was the first kid to sit in that new F1 Ferrari Legoland Lego they built.
Fun.
And then he went to a birthday party in a bouncy house, and they got sick. 2 days later,
those bouncy houses are germ magnets. You know the only thing worse? The ball thing that you jump in.
Ball pits.
Ball pits covered with saliva. Ew.
So they were sick. 2 days later, I was sick.
You got it.
And then I was
It's funny, we forget, with all the attention on COVID, there's still colds, flu, other things. Yep. So, well, I'm glad you're feeling better. We missed you.
Yeah, and we're going away for a couple months.
What?
Actually,
no, you're not allowed. No, where are you going for?
No, but I will be calling in every week
from Canada,
all over.
All over.
Yeah, all different places.
You're going on the grand
Canada
tour?
will be one of them. Yeah.
For a couple of months, you'll be gone?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Are you excited?
Yes, definitely.
How fun.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, COVID kind of changes things a little bit because, God forbid we do get sick, you got to figure out plan B.
Right.
I mean, you always have to have a plan B, but you got to have a solid plan B these days.
Well, you have mentioned in the past urgent care apps and so forth that help you
travel insurance, definitely.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so in a couple weeks also is Memorial Day, which is going to be a huge. AAA hasn't come out with their numbers, but I'm sure they're going to be through the roof. TripIt came out with theirs this week, saying that Friday, May 27th is going to be the busiest day. The airports, they also gave the times, like you want to stay away from SFO on that Friday between 8 and 10 a.m., LAX between 8 and 1 p.m., JFK 8 and 7 p.m., 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
So how do they know this from historical? But this is
just
not
from people's bookings.
So from the bookings.
People forward their itineraries to TripIt. That's one of the best things about TripIt because you do plans at TripIt, and then they know when people are traveling and where. And they also have the type, their top destinations that their travelers are going to: Orlando, Denver, New York, Vegas, London, and then also Hopper came out in the new number saying how much average trips are. $383 is the round trip right now for summer, which is 34% up from 2019. So, but the one silver lining, or not silver lining, but international travel is only up 2% from 2019. The average round trip for the summer is 900. So if you are thinking about going somewhere, Europe or international might be the way to save some money, especially on hotels. Hotels are crazy expensive right now. And rent-a-cars. And by the way, I rented a car for our trip next week.
Well, you were able to get one. I mean, that was the big problem before, is the rental car companies had sold all their cars. So
Correct.
is it easier now? Is it kind of?
It is easier.
Oh,
there are
good.
some markets where it's difficult. So the trick is for rent-a-cars, whenever you make your reservation, book your car rental right away. And then keep checking. Check it, a month out, a week out, a couple days
Because
out.
in the words of Jerry Seinfeld, you know how to take a reservation. You just don't know how to keep a reservation.
Well, that's not even what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm actually talking about for lower prices because a lot of times the car rentals will lower their price.
Oh, because they
And
haven't
then
rented it. Yeah.
Then you just lock in that new rate and then cancel your old one.
Nice.
But yeah, that's another concern you have to do. You have to worry about is them not having a car, because when people keep their cars longer, when they say they're going to, there's nothing the car rentals can do. So you're going to need a backup plan there too. And I don't have one right now. I got to be honest. So I'll be shelling out some big money if my car rental's not there.
Yeah. Well, how would you get around? You'd have to Uber it everywhere. Or?
No, I mean we're going all over. So I mean I need a car rental.
You got to have one.
Yeah, I'll just like beg my brother to give me one of his cars. He'll be like, I only have one car.
Oh, you're going to Connecticut first.
One of the places will be.
I see. You tell me these clues. I have a steel trap mind.
You do.
That's
I got to go see my dad. It's been too long for my dad. He's got to hug his grandkids, and he keeps telling me every day. And so that's our first stop.
So how long are you going to stay there?
We'll be there for. We're going to see him for a few days. Then we got to go out and travel, and then we'll go back and see him.
And then go up to Toronto for the other fam.
Why don't I just give you my whole itinerary?
No. I like figuring it out. I like the clues. And the other thing Johnny will do, and if you follow him on Instagram, Johnny Jet or Twitter, is he'll post a picture of an airport, for instance, and say, "Where do you think I am now?" And I always like to do that. I always think that's
I have
fun.
to be more active on that, which I've been slacking lately.
Hey, it's back to work, buddy.
Yeah, it is. How much time we have?
2 minutes, 10 seconds. 9.
Oh, good. So
8,
one of the things
7.
I did the last couple of weeks was I found all these old photos going through my my boxes, and so I don't want to have all these paper photos. And this is some of my priceless memories from my travel with my mom to Europe, my first trips, and growing up. And so I asked Rich DeMuro, who's filled in for you before.
Yes, the KTLA tech guy, yes.
Yeah, and he said scanmyphotos.com.
Good. They're
so
good.
I sent them over to them, and if you only have like 50 photos, you do it yourself. But when you have hundreds or thousands, he sent them these guys, and their service is really incredible. They actually sent me a video. They gave me their concierge service. Full disclosure, they upgraded me on that. I paid for the other. And they sent me a video of my photos being actually scanned.
That's cool.
And
that's cool.
With these fires this past week in Laguna.
Yeah, no, you want everything digital. We did this a while ago. My sister brought all the slides in. We had slides. We had tons of, Kodak carousels, dozens of them filled with slides. And she brought them to a local place in Providence. They clean them up. They scan them really nicely. And now we have it. And everybody's got a copy now. And it's online as well, so that it's great. So we all have all those family photos. Yeah, you definitely want to do that. Yeah,
definitely. So, and I have old videos too that I need to start doing, because God forbid there's a flood or a fire or someone steals my stuff, which they got to get by our dog. But
there's also Scan Cafe. They do it. They'll send you a box. And you just and just stuff as many as you can.
That's what these guys did.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, I'm always nervous about putting these only copies though of these family photos in the mail. So sometimes, and this is what my sister did. If you find somebody local you can bring it to, that might give you some peace of mind too, right?
Agreed.
Yep. JohnnyJet.com. That's his website. Get the newsletter there. That's free. There's also all sorts of nice tools and great articles. He's also on Twitter, Instagram @JohnnyJet. Thank you, JJ.
Hey, thank you.
Safe travels.
You too.
So you're leaving before the next show?
No, I'll be here.
When is the departure?
I can't even tell you.
You don't know?
No, I do know.
You're leaving on Memorial Day between 7 and 8 p.m.
I bought these tickets in August, business class.
Oh, smart
for
man.
20,000 miles apiece. You know how much it costs for the same flight for next week? It's 50,000 miles for coach.
Oh, yeah. 20,000 is not even coach. That's right. Yeah.
I got 20,000 for business lie flat seats.
That's great.
They're now 50,000 for coach.
Oh, that's great.
So, when I know I went on and I told people, this is the time to use your miles, book them. And, I'm still looking at right before.
You were smart.
Right before I went on, I'm booking right now, looking for Christmas, trying to use my miles.
Yeah, Lisa and I have decided we're going on that cruise in July, but we need to do something in the fall. So we're trying to think of what to do.
Well, Europe is a great time in the fall.
I think we're going to stay in the U.S. until the all clear siren.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm nervous. Understand that?
I'm nervous. Well, we got so many trips canceled. 3 different trips were canceled because of COVID that I'm reluctant. We do have a cruise in the spring of next year in Europe, the Mediterranean, so that'll be fun. And then we did a riverboat cruise to the German, as you know, Christmas markets after they've shut down. That's going to be a fun one. And then,
well, I would do a river cruise in the Douro Valley in Portugal.
That sounds
September,
fun.
October. I've done it in October, and it is.
Do it in the fall. Okay, that's it. Maybe we'll do that. A river cruise isn't as bad as an ocean cruise. You can get off.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love river cruises for that. I mean, multiple reasons. One is that you don't have to worry about sinking, because if you do, you can just get out and walk across the river,
right?
In most of these places, and that's in whenever they do the muster drills, they always say,
and you don't even get seasick.
They say, if it happens, don't let go of your champagne drink or your glass champagne.
That's pretty funny.
And plus, you have Wi-Fi, although it is patchy. But some ships are
Portugal and Spain, the Douro River Valley, 11 days from Porto to Lisbon. Okay, you think that's a good one?
It used to be one of the best kept secrets. Portugal was, but now, actually, there's an article today in the LA Times, I think it is, saying how so many Californians are moving to Portugal because it's so much cheaper.
I know, that's where.
And they're not happy. A lot of the Portuguese are not happy.
No, they're Californicating us. Yeah, that's where Clayton went with his family. Huh. All right, so I'm going to look at this. The 11 days from Port. That would be fun in the fall, huh? All right.
Yeah, right. I would definitely check that out.
All right,
and then go to the Middle East, and then to bounce over to Bangkok. We did that one time.
Yeah. We lost all our Asia stuff. The SS San Gabriel.
It's opening up. Japan's opening up, by the way. I know.
Is it?
It's one of your readers. They're opening up in. They're saying June or July.
No kidding.
Yep. And the Prime Minister of New Zealand was just in Japan, although she just tested positive for COVID yesterday. And also the governor of Hawaii was just in Japan trying to woo travelers back because they need them.
Johnny, have a wonderful time. We'll see you next week.
All right, take care.
Yes, Ben Volio says there's some great deals now going to Kyiv. No, not gonna do it. Thank you, Johnny.
See ya.
Bye. Yeah, Clayton and Natalie are in Portugal, I think. What is the extradition? Let me see. U.S.-Portugal extradition treaty. Asking for a friend. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Micah Sargent's here as well, taking your calls. 8888 Ask Leo. Jim is on the line from Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Leo and Micah. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we are great. How are you?
Doing good. First of all, hey, Portugal is gorgeous.
Oh, I can't wait. I've never been. There. Yeah,
it's really spectacular. So I got some questions. I got to get a new monitor because we're updating our security protocols at work, and I can't use my personal computer anymore. So I have
that's right. That's what they're doing these days.
Yep. I've been using my iMac Pro, so I got the nice 5K monitor when I'm editing Adobe Premiere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just ordered. So I'm gonna have to use the company provided MacBook Pro, and I just ordered.
So you need a nice big monitor.
Yeah. Well,
because you're spoiled. You're used to that 5K.
I'm used to the $35,000 reference monitors at work.
Oh, are you a video editor for a living?
Yes.
Oh, I remember. We've talked before, Jim. I know who you are. All right.
We have, yeah.
We have talked before. We won't mention any companies in Atlanta, Georgia that you might or might not have worked for. But
any large cable company.
We won't mention any of those. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm actually working today from home, right?
So they're making you come back to work? You were working at home for a while, right?
Yeah, we've been working from home since March of 2020, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, they want us to all come back.
So does everybody, right? Yeah. And they're saying come back, but you can't bring your iMac with you. You got to use the laptop we provide you, which for video editing.
Yeah, that's odd.
Well, it's just not going to be a happy thing. What kind of MacBook did they give you?
It's a MacBook. Well, it's a 2019 MacBook Pro.
So it's the i9 16-inch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a decent. Before it was the Intel era, but it's pretty decent. That was their fastest they ever had made. So what do you need? What do you need? You want to get a monitor for it?
Yeah. So I ordered just yesterday. I ordered a ViewSonic 4K MHD 32-inch.
Yeah. That's what I bought for my wife.
Oh.
To go with her Mac Studio display.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at this compared to the 5K, am I going to notice any sort of difference? Or?
Yeah, the resolution will be 20% less.
20% less. There you go.
So Apple is weird in selling these 5K monitors. And by the way, they stopped making monitors. So they told everybody to get, what was it? Was it the LG Ultrafine, which is a standalone 5K monitor. If you really wanted to be close to what you had with your iMac, that's what I would get. But honestly, only because it's 5K. The ViewSonic is UHD, which is probably most of what your editing is anyway. You're not editing in 5K. And in fact, you're probably not editing in 4K if I'm thinking about it. Yeah. It does have, which is nice, HDR, which the Ultrafine does not. I think you're going to be fine with that. Again, that's the difference, is the resolution. And in order to do 5K, Apple in that iMac had to have a special chipset designed just for that 5K monitor. That's why not a lot of companies make 5K.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm not used to the consumer grade stuff, and I was like, geez, this is only $300 for this monitor, and I hope I don't get it.
No, Lisa loves it. I love it. I'm a little jealous. Good. I actually don't run it in HDR mode because it makes it dimmer. But again, the biggest issue for you as an editor, I presume you're using a better monitor for grading and that kind of stuff, right? You're not relying on the color accuracy, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, not that it's bad. I'm sure it's good. But I just don't know if it's as good as a color standard monitor would be. And those are, as you know, that's what you use. They're very, very, very expensive.
Yeah,
I like the ViewSonic. I've been very happy. It's 3840 by 2160 instead of whatever the 5K would be. That's the difference, is the resolution.
Yeah. All right, and I got another question.
Sure.
So, getting new carpet installed throughout.
I think you want the Claris stand, the Scotch guarded X3240 is my personal. Yeah. Go ahead.
my personal. So I'm going to be ripping everything out of the edit suite, right, and setting everything up downstairs while they're installing the carpeting. And I remember in the old days,
static
engineers back in the 80s would say, never vacuum any of your electronic equipment.
That's right.
And that's still
true. And the issue is static electricity.
Yep.
And vacuum cleaners can generate quite a bit of it. So they use a little. And when you're using the compressed air, you know this. You just pump it. You don't do it steady and you got to stop every once in a while because it gets so cold you'll start getting moisture condensation. And you don't want that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
No, I think that's still the rule. Do not vacuum computers. Yeah. Of course, we're both old timers. I might just I don't know what the young kids say.
These kids.
These kids today.
The only thing I say is invest in a little blower instead of using canned air.
Instead of canned air. I agree with you, yeah. Just a little bulb
That's what
blower.
this kid's saying.
Because he cares about the environment, because he's going to be around in 30 years.
Exactly.
So I don't blame you, not one bit. You're going to love that ViewSonic. It's funny, it's exactly what I got my wife for that reason. It was inexpensive, and it's a beautiful monitor. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
Also, the cruise, is that going to be a yearly thing that you're
Possibly. We're doing a podcast network cruise, a Twit cruise, with our Windows Weekly guy, July 16th to the 23rd. We got about more than 100 people signed up, so that is a good indicator that we might well do it again next year. You want to go next year?
Next year, yes.
Deal, Jim. I'd love to meet you after all this time. Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while, yeah.
All right, Leo. Hey, thank you very much for taking my call. And
good. Enjoy your new edit suite. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give my regards to Anderson.
Yeah. Well, they're down the street.
No, I know. You do the promos. I know.
Different building. Yeah.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Actually, they're all doing podcasts now, aren't they? Oh, maybe not. CNN Plus didn't quite...
we don't talk about CNN.
We don't talk about we don't talk about CNN Plus. 8888 Ask Leo, the phone number. 8888 Ask Leo and Micah. 888-827-5536-4739-1121-17-5.
Sounds about right.
Website techguylabs.com. I only have a minute left. Maybe I should start. We should start a call. What do you think? We'll start a call. Seraphine, one of my favorite people from Studio City, California, and then we'll start it, and then we can finish it later. Hi, Seraphine.
Yay, it's me.
Yay. Hi, Seraphine.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful, talented artist.
Thank you. The reason I'm calling, I work on an MacBook Pro laptop.
Yep.
And I have two inventories of my work on two different files. One of them is by series, and the other one is by inventory number.
Yes.
I'm looking for a software where I can put the inventory number and the name or something.
Yeah, we call that a relational database because it's related.
I want to be able to put a picture.
Yes.
Of what that is.
You want and it's inexpensive. You can try it free for 30 days. Database program that will allow images called Ninox, Ninox.com. It's amazing.
Oh, great.
Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, the tech guy. Hang on, Seraphine.
Okay.
I just learned about this. For years, I would have recommended the $400 FileMaker, which is nice, but it's very expensive. Ninox is cheap, and it's a very simple database, but it's exactly what you want. It's kind of like Microsoft Access. It's a very straightforward database. It'll allow you to put your paintings in there as an image. But what I would suggest is do the 30-day trial to make sure, don't spend a huge amount of time, but set up a database to see if it'll do everything you want. But then you would have one database that has all of that, because
right now I have three.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good.
Do I have to go through Chrome or can I go through Apple Safari?
No, it's a standalone program you put on your Mac.
Oh, okay. That sounds even better.
Yeah, so it's completely private.
Uh-huh.
It is. It's so inexpensive. I honestly, I'm kind of blown away. It's like $30. The professional version is 20 euros. The starter version is 10 euros. It's nothing, and it is. Yeah, you can have it on the cloud. It works with Macs. Actually, maybe it is cloud-based. Anyway, it's a very, very good solution, and it will give you all of the features I believe you want. Otherwise, the one that I often recommend, and for years did, is FileMaker. but again, it's very expensive. But it's a beautiful program. If you want a really nice user interface, take a look at FileMaker.
Okay, you were talking about being the dinosaur old timer or something. I'm just planning ahead so that when people inherit, get my inventory.
Oh, this is perfect for that.
Yeah.
This is perfect for that. Household inventory, paintings, that kind of thing. What's your website again, Seraphine, so we can put it in the show notes?
LongShadowStudio.com.
I love your work.
All one word and all singular.
Yeah.
It's that golden hour where it's perfect.
The long shadows.
No, one singular. Long
Shadow. There's only one of them.
Studio. Yeah, there's only me.
There's only you. I love your art. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have 11 pieces at the Tokyo Metropolitan Museum of Art right now.
You're kidding.
That's amazing.
No.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's wonderful, Seraphine.
I could, if there's a way to put you on my notice list when I get accepted into things, I would appreciate that.
Leo@leoville.com.
Leoville?
Yeah. It's where I live. I live in Leoville. It's a little town. I'm the only resident.
Okay. Well, if you see something that says Art from Seraphine, you'll know what is a notice.
Thank you, Seraphine. I'm gonna buy some prints. They're beautiful. I love them.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a new helicopter. I have a new series right now where I'm taking turn-of-the-century sepia tone photographs and I'm painting them on raw linen.
Ooh.
And they're done to look like the sepias, but when I feel like the person is speaking to me, I add other things to it. It gets into
Do you use acrylics or oil? What do you...
I use acrylics.
Acrylics.
I'm from Louisiana. Oil's never dried, so I was introduced to first generation of acrylics, and I took off from there. And when I moved to California, I had to learn to adapt my painting to the lack of humidity.
Yeah. I grew up with a number of artists, and the smell of linseed oil is very evocative for me. I smell that, and I go, ooh.
You see, I smell it, and I end up in the hospital.
It's not good for you, it turns out.
No.
Oh, boy. Yeah, as it turns out. But I grew up with that. My aunt was a painter, my mom. And my sister now is a fine artist as well. So,
well, when I get this new website, this new software set up, I'll send you a link, and you can cruise through my inventory.
Yeah, let me know what you think of it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Another one, this is a good one. Scooter X just posted in there, Airtable, that one is web-based. That's very good too, but that's a subscription fee, I think. But but there's another one to look at. But I think Ninox is exactly what you want.
Got it. Okay, I am so excited.
Thanks,
now I can go to the hardware store.
Yay! Take care.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the tech guy. Time to talk computers, the internet, home theater, digital photography, smartphones, smart watches. I go on and on, but why? You know what I'm talking about. I used to say anything with a chip in it, but the internet doesn't have a chip in it.
Oh.
It's got a
chip on its shoulder.
Chip on its shoulder. Yeah. 8888 Ask Leo is the phone number. Website techguylabs.com. Micah Sargent and I are here for you. Karen in Pinion Hills, California. Hello, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm buying a new computer.
Oh, exciting.
I use
Getting
Microsoft
chills.
Office.
Okay.
And Adobe.
Okay.
What brand should I get? I have an Asus right now.
They still are very good. Do you want a laptop or a desktop?
Laptop.
Okay. And how high-end is the work you do? Is it, you're not designing video games, rockets to the moon. Are you doing photographs?
Yes.
Okay. So photography, no video editing?
No.
Okay. Asus makes a gaming system that's also very good for that high-end stuff. They call it their ROG, or Republic of Gamers line. And those are very high-end, but they're also kind of funny looking because gamers, That's probably not what I'm going to recommend to you.
Okay.
But they do. I think Asus also makes very good business laptops as well. You want Windows 11, I'm thinking, yes?
Yes.
I'll be honest. I'll tell you where I put my money, because I was not so long ago debating what to buy for. I needed a Windows machine, and of course, you think Microsoft, they make machines too. They tend to be overpriced, and I think kind of unimpressive. Like, they're very solid, but and nicely designed, but I'm not sure that I would recommend them. Then I looked at Lenovo, which for years has made the ThinkPads, and ThinkPads are really, not attractive. They're kind of like trucks, but they're very, very powerful, nicely made. The latest ThinkPads are extremely thin and light. So I also like Lenovo's ThinkPads. I looked at HP, which makes some very nice. The HP X360 is very nice. But here's another thing I was starting to think about with all these manufacturers. Intel's latest generation processor is the 12th generation. They call it Alder Lake, but you'll more likely see 12th generation. And Intel has done some interesting things with the new processor. Inspired, I think, by competition from Apple with its M1. These new processors have both performance cores and efficiency cores, which means better battery life, but performance when you need it. And Apple's done really well with its own silicon, these M1 chips, and this is Intel's attempt to compete. So then I thought, well, maybe I should get a 12th generation. That narrows it down a lot, because these are very new processors. They only came out at the beginning of the year. And so you don't have a huge number of choices. I ended up going to Dell and getting an XPS laptop. How big is the screen that you want?
Actually, I have two, I think they're 24, 27-inch screens.
Well, this isn't a laptop then. This is a desktop.
Well, I can't plug my...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want an external monitor. Oh, yeah. So you don't really care what the laptop has.
No, not as far as the screen goes.
Okay. So Dell makes three different sizes of the XPS. There's a 13, a 15, and a 17. I'd stay away from the 17. You obviously don't need a giant one. The 13 is interesting, but a little weird. I ended up buying a Dell 15-inch. I feel like that's a good compromise. They have the newest versions, the 2022 versions, have the 12th generation Intel processors. I got an i5, not an i7, to save money, and I think for $1,500 I've got a very nice 15-inch laptop. You can add more memory. I would at least get 16 gigs. That's going to add $100 to the price.
That's what I was going to ask
yes.
you. Since I'm buying a new machine, should I bump it up to 32?
Yeah, if you do photos, you're using Photoshop and Lightroom.
Yeah.
Those like a lot of memory, so you bump it up to 32. I think that's plenty. You might want to get a larger hard drive, a terabyte or two, but I think a terabyte is good for most people.
Yeah.
I think these Dell, personally, this is where I put my money. It's a Dell XPS 15, and I really was interested. Now, these are new processors, so there aren't many reviews yet. One of the reasons I wanted to get it is because I wanted to review it for you. But I have high confidence from looking at the few reviews I've seen that these are much improved in terms of both performance and battery life. So I think this is a kind of a beautiful, light, thin laptop with good performance and under $2,000.
Okay. Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
Can the store or can I run antivirus software on my old machine before I copy everything over?
Sure. In fact, you don't even have to buy it. You can do it online. Go somewhere like antivirus.com, which is Trend Micro's online scanner. And by the way, Windows 10 has its own built-in scanner, Microsoft Defender, so you can do a thorough. In fact, I would do a thorough Defender scan on the thing, and then then you don't have. Generally, data files don't have viruses in them, so you're generally okay. But you're right; you should probably scan it before you copy it. Okay,
so it's antivirus.com.
Yep, that's one, and then you have Windows 10 on the old machine. Or it might be older. It might be Windows.
It's about 15 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, it's lasted this long.
I'm glad you're getting a new laptop. Congratulations. Oh, you're going to love this.
I know.
You're going to love this.
I've waited a long time.
You can if it's really old, like Windows 7, you can download Defender from Microsoft and run it. And it comes with Windows 10 and 11. You'll have it on your new machine. In fact, I would not buy another antivirus for your new machine. Just use the one that comes with it.
Okay. All right. Great.
I think you're going to call me and let me know how you like it.
I will.
I get mine. This is one thing I should let you know. When you're buying the latest stuff, you're going to be waiting a month or two.
Oh, really?
Chip shortage. I'm getting mine in a month.
Hey, you waited this long, though.
You waited 15 years. What's another month? I think it's worth it to get the newest. You could go to, Costco or Best Buy or somewhere, but those would be older machines, and you wouldn't be able to configure them. I think it's worth getting exactly what you want and just saying, yeah, I'll get it in June or July.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. I love spending people's money.
Yeah. Oh, and it's also so exciting when someone hasn't updated in a long time. You just know they're going to love it.
15 years. She's probably running XP.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really time. Yeah, I'll let you know what I think of this 15. And you have the Microsoft Surface laptop.
I have Surface Laptop 3.
Which is
the last gen Surface laptop. Yeah. I think it's just one gen out. But you're so right. It is a beautiful machine.
It's hard to get excited
It just doesn't, it's not super fast. It gets so hot. That's the big thing. You can't use it as a laptop. It's got to sit on something.
That's too bad.
But I do. I get all the updates installed, and there are occasionally things I need to do on a Windows machine that I'm not able to do on a Mac, and so it's good for that.
8888 Ask Leo and Micah. 888-827-739-712-774-344. That's just 8888 Ask Leo. That's all you need. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, your tech guys. More calls right after this. Leo Laporte, the tech guy, on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. 8888 Ask Leo. Micah Sargent is consented to ruin his day by joining me. I thank you for doing that.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
Great to have you. Kyle, Riverside, California is next. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, how are you, Leo?
Great. Welcome. How are you?
My question is, I'm doing great. Just a little hot. It's almost 100 degrees out here.
Oh, holy moly. Yikes.
So my question is, I own a custom metal fabrication company.
Okay.
And one of the machines that we have is like an industrial CNC laser cutting machine.
Nice.
And the controller of it uses some form of like embedded Windows.
Right.
But I can't install anything on it.
No.
So I'm wondering if anybody makes something where I can access it like I do with remote PC and just plug it in with like a USB cable for the keyboard and mouse emulation and like the DVI connector that connects to the monitor.
So you would like to use the CPU for the cutter as basically kind of a little computer that you could then access as if it were a regular computer with keyboard, mouse, and monitor?
Well, yeah, I want to be able to access it remotely.
Remotely.
Sometimes we can, because sometimes we can run it, overnight or over the weekend and let it run jobs, but then I don't really have a way to monitor what the machine is doing.
Yeah. That's a very good question. Who's the manufacturer of the CNC?
Trump.
T-R-U-M-P?
T-R-U-M-P-F.
F. Trump.
German company.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar, actually. It really would depend on, and I think a lot of times it isn't a technical issue as much as they would like to upsell you with some additional features. Yeah, it's probably embedded Windows. The answer is I just don't know. You'd probably have to ask the Trump people. Usually this stuff is locked down. And are there any ports on the machine?
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. It'd be the same thing as like if there was some sort of remote PC setup where you can actually install software.
It's not on. Is it online?
To plug in.
Is it online?
It is, and I think they actually use PC Anywhere to be able to access it remotely, but they won't let me access it remotely.
Yeah, of course not. They don't give you the credentials. It's funny because I would, I don't know the answer off the top of my head. If I were in your shoes, I would be going around on forums, asking around, Googling around, because it's going to take somebody who is a bit of a hacker to have figured this out. I don't think the Trump company wants you to get in there, but the fact that they have remote access into it, that it's online, and they have remote access into it, tells me that you probably could do it too. They may have, for instance, and this would be a very poor security issue, but they may have a hardwired login. Instead of a dedicated, login that's just for you, for them, and they know, and they keep it a database somewhere, and, it's yours and yours alone. Most often, companies like this, instead of doing it right, that would be the right way to do it. Just say, yeah, the login is admin, and it works, right? It's really going to be what the Trump company has done to lock it down, and then what somebody else has done to figure it out.
Okay. So there's no like standalone thing that you're aware of that you could plug it into, like the monitor cable, and plug it into one of the USB ports?
No, the reason being they have to have the software inside the machine to do that. And it sounds like they are running some sort of VNC, server on there that they can log into. You've heard PC Anywhere, which is hysterical. It's possible. But I would get, for me designing this thing, you really want to lock that down. You don't want some third party getting into your CNC machine.
Correct.
Right? So the fact that they can do remote support, that's really interesting, tells you that it is accessible. So really what you want to know is, how can I hack the remote support that they're doing? You're basically hacking. And I would hope they've made that very, very difficult. Otherwise, it wouldn't just be you.
Right.
So how much of a hacker do you feel like? And this is where you're going to have to do some research on this and see if anybody else has figured out how to do this. This is a fairly specialized thing. And, you've told me enough to know that it's possible. Unless they've really locked it down.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to try, getting into it or installing anything on it, as I don't want to mess it up. We use it every day. So I was just looking to see if you knew of anything.
Not off the top of my head. Yeah.
Something like remote PC,
Yeah, no, you'd have to know what was running inside that box to accept their remote access. And whether they have, what they should, honestly, that's a huge, in general, you don't want to put devices like this online on the public internet because people are going to hammer on it. So one would hope they've done a really good job of locking it down. Otherwise, anybody malicious could get into your CNC machine and interrupt a job, ruin a job, all sorts of things.
Right.
So I would hope it's really secured. If it's not, that will be online, and then you can figure it out. And it would also indicate to me that you should take it off the internet whenever it doesn't need to be on the internet. Is it on the internet for any other purpose, or?
No, just for remote diagnostics, and then obviously it's hooked to our local network so we can save job files.
That's the kind of thing you want to air gap. You want to keep off the public internet, because if there's a way into it, well, somebody's found it. Which could be good news for you. If you find such a thing, then you make sure you disconnect the internet access whenever it's not needed, because, that's a risk. It's not like they can steal from you, but they could certainly ruin a job.
Right.
And there's nothing to say there's not some 13-year-old in Bulgaria who does it for kicks. But that's what you need, basically, is a Bulgarian 13-year-old who could figure out how to get into this thing. What do you cut? Is it? Yeah, right.
We're a job shop, so we do a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Fence panels, to automotive parts, everything in between.
Yeah. Maybe somebody's listening and knows how to get into it. What model number is it?
1030.
It's a Trump 1030. This would be fun if somebody calls in and says, "Oh yeah, I know how to get there." You know, it's easy. The password is password. Then you need to be very worried.
Right.
Yeah. You could, I mean, you could, you know, if I were a hacker and, you know, you said, "Here, Leo, here's $50, see if you can get into this thing." I'd go onto your network. I'd run some network tools to see what protocols are going on, IMAP or something like that, to see what ports are open on that machine. That might give you some idea if they're using RDP or PC Anywhere or whatever. You know, you could learn some things. And I wouldn't be surprised. It's very common, you see in this kind of hardware, that there is a default that they never bother to change that lets you log in. And that would be a terrible security issue. But it's completely possible. And that, if that's the case, then, yeah, you can get into it, no problem. I mean, just search for hack Trump 1030. See what you can find. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, the tech guy. The Gizwiz coming up in 15. Let me just see. Hack. You go in the dark net for something like this.
Oh, he's tunneling in, folks.
I'm tunneling in. $8888 Ask Leo. The phone number. Joy is on the line from Scotts Valley, California. Hi. Oh, you're Joy in, I know who you are. Hi, Joy.
Yeah, I'm Joy in Santa Cruz on the chat.
You're
Hello,
in the chat.
everybody.
Good to see you. You were having a hard time getting in. I'm glad you made it.
I'm glad you took me.
Yay. What's up?
Okay, a couple of things.
You don't know off the top of your head how to hack a Trump 1030 CNC mill device, do you?
I wish.
Okay, what else?
No, I wanted to tell you about something which I think you might want to look into. It's called the Cricut.
CRICUT.
Yes, and it's totally a tech tool.
I have wanted one of these for a long time. You mentioned the name in the chat room, and I hadn't heard of it. But once I went to the website, CRICUT.com, I knew exactly what you were talking about. We have listeners who have Cricuts who have made us beautiful vinyl stickers and things like that, right?
Yeah, and I just made some beautiful cards and 3D dimensional pictures with it.
So is it mostly vinyl you cut? What do you cut with it?
Mainly paper cardstock, but I just ordered some what they call vinyl transfer sheets.
That's what this is. It's a vinyl transfer sheet. So it cuts out the vinyl. I don't know how they do this. And then you could put it. I put it every laptop. When I get a new laptop, I have a little the company logo I put on the laptop so no one will take it. They'll know it's mine.
Right.
I love these. Now, how much is a Cricut?
A Cricut is about $350.
Well, that's not as much as I thought. And then, is it like a printer? You feed
to work with.
How does it work? It's like a printer. You feed the paper in, or what?
You feed the paper in on a mat, and it goes in through the mat, and it cuts it, and then goes back and forth until it cuts out the pattern, and then you peel the paper off, and then you get all of the relief.
Could I do this with fabric?
Yes, you can.
Because I could tell you, when I was making masks back in the day, remember that pandemic of 2020?
How could I forget?
Yeah. I'm not great with cut, color, and paste. I wasn't good in kindergarten. I'm not good as an adult. And, I was using, shears and stuff.
I don't know if you could cut.
Oh, not like that, huh? No.
That kind of stuff.
No.
Because it's a cotton, and you also need to have an interfacing, and you need to have...
Yeah. It kind of crinkles up on me. Yeah, I tried a roller cutter. I tried all different ways of doing it.
I'll have to send you my pattern for masks.
Oh, nice.
I know how to do these.
Nice. I'll be ready for the next pandemic. So this thing... Micah's crossing himself. So this thing... the press is separate from the cutter, right?
The press is for laminating vinyl to cloth.
I see.
Okay.
Like making
really
T-shirts and stuff.
I'll warn people about that. It's very heavy, and it gets very hot, about 360 degrees.
Probably has to, yeah.
But
do you have that too?
Yeah, I have that too.
You have the whole Cricut line?
Not everything yet.
You have an Etsy shop where we can see this stuff?
Yeah, do you sell it?
No, I don't sell it. I'm just sharing.
Is your house loaded with Cricut cut flowers?
Vinyls all over the walls.
Vinyl stickers.
I'm just starting to learn how to use this
How fun.
thing.
How fun. You know, I love crafty stuff, and now it's really gotten technical because you tie it to a computer, right?
Yeah, it's totally tagged to the computer. You create your designs on the computer. I just found a JPEG design that I transferred or converted into an SVG file because that's what the Cricut uses. And I made this beautiful Northwest American or Pacific Northwest American raven design.
Ooh, nice. And what are you going to do with that?
I turned it into a picture. I put it in a
oh, you framed it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I framed it. It's beautiful.
How cool.
Joy, one of the things I'm looking forward to doing is they
Mike
make
is very crafty.
These miniature kits where you can make a house or a room that's very small. And up to this point, I've always had to cut out all those tiny little pieces by hand.
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
Exactly.
She has, there's a couple of websites, and if you email me, I will send you the link to one of these people who does this kind of stuff. She is jennifermaker.com, and I think I can...
Well, we can find that. Yeah, jennifermaker.com. Okay.
And she's got all of these luminaries.
What's a lumin? Oh, you like luminaria? The
well, you can put
you put a candle in a bag and it's cut out. Yeah.
It's really cool, and I was so stunned by some of the things I've seen on there. And there's also all kinds of pens you can get that you can insert.
I wonder if this is going to start being a game on the show, is to see what we can get Leo to buy. Like, people are going to call in, like Joy, and say, this is what you need to get.
Micah, you need to get this.
Yeah, let's try on Micah.
I've been saving for one, so I plan on
you know
getting,
all about it.
Yeah, I've had a Cricut in my cart and it wasn't the one that chirps. I've had the Cricut in my cart for a while. So
interesting.
Cricut Maker?
Yeah.
I have the Cricut Explorer. That's cheaper, but the Cricut Maker it will cut through wood veneer.
Yes, that's exactly why I plan on going for that one. Yeah, I did some research on this as well. So,
you know all about it.
Yeah, like I said, I've been eyeballing one of these for a while and researching about them.
The chat room saying you should get a Glowforge, a 3D
those are more
laser
expensive.
printer. Those are more. Oh, okay.
Those are a lot more pricey.
Those are laser cutters. Yeah.
Yeah, the laser cutters are.
I think Glenn Fleischman has a Glowforge.
A bit more expensive. But can I send you pictures of the ones I've made, Leo?
Sure, I'd love to see them. Leo at leoville.com.
Leo
at leoville.com.
Okay, I'll send it.
You can also send it to Leo at techguylabs.com. It all goes in the same bucket.
Well, I made a butterfly mandala, which has got like 4 levels of color paper.
Somebody take my credit card away from me. I'm just such a sucker for this stuff.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do crafting, you need the help with technology at this point.
If you're going to go to town in a Lincoln, except in this case, it'd be go to town in a Cricut.
With suicide doors, yeah. It's perfect for me. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you finally, Joy. You've been a great, fun person in our chat room. It's so nice to talk. I think this is the first time we've talked, right?
It is.
Welcome.
You talked to my husband.
Pardon me?
Not me. You talked to my husband, but not me.
I don't know the woman. I never met her. What? What's your husband's name?
Tom.
Tom in Santa Cruz. I remember Tom.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Nice to meet you both.
Okay, that's great.
Hey, it's a real pleasure. Thank you, Joy.
Love you.
I love you too. Well, don't tell Tom. Yeah, I'm a sucker for this stuff. I am a sucker for this. People tell me about this stuff. I go, I think I need one of those.
See, yeah, because I feel like that's where we're both like to play with different things.
I like to play with
new
things. Yeah. And that's really why I do this job. It was even in the very early days when I started writing for computer magazines in the late 70s, it was really all about just say, well, I'd like to play with that. Yeah. I'd like to try that. And you see how it's spun out of control now. 88 Ask Leo. Dick DiBartolo, whose job it is, by the way, to try to get me to buy stuff.
He's coming soon.
He's coming up, and he's going to try to get me to buy something. And it might happen. I admit, now you've all heard my tale of woe with drones and how I'm not allowed to buy another drone. I fell for, somebody was telling me about the new DJI Micro 3, and I bought it, Mini 3. I have a problem. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. I have such a problem.
You buy the Cricket and you can put racing stripes on your drone.
Oh, see? Now I have to have it. Racing stripes on my drones. That's what I need. Hello, Dickie D.
Hey, Leo. How you doing?
Oh, I love your shirt. Can I buy that?
Let's see. I bought it online, but I forgot
It's really, it looks like a really fancy Hawaiian shirt. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
like,
kind of,
is it a Tommy Bahama?
No, I think it's Louis of Gertz. So I'm not sure what. It's Louis. It's
Louis
Frankie
of Gibraltar.
Flatbush.
Yeah, Frankie of Flatbush. That's good.
Flatbush.
I love his stuff.
$9.
Yeah, right. Frankie of Flatbush.
This is a little guy made on the GeoForge.
Oh, you got something too? The GlowForge?
Yeah, the GlowForge. That
you have that too? Do you have one, or somebody made it for you?
Oh no. When they first introduced it, they had a press event.
Is that wood?
Yeah.
Nice.
And wood with a puzzle, and I just put tape on the back so I don't have to put it back together again.
Oh, it's only $7,000.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
No, they have come out with 2 models, and I believe the last press release said they're breaking the $700.
Really?
See, that's
don't tell Leo
dangerous
that.
to me.
Oh, okay.
Just the air filter alone is $1,295. The GlowForge Basic is $39.95. The GlowForge Plus is $49.95. The GlowForge Pro, which of course that's my other problem, is I'm only ever going to
get the
very
pro,
best.
You're not allowed to buy anything.
I'm not going to buy amateur gear.
No.
Not going to do that. Choose the most powerful and capable GlowForge. The GlowForge Pro is the same size, but can print enormous objects with the Pro pass-through slot. And has upgraded cooling for all-day use.
Wow.
I don't know if I want to burn all day. It also features upgraded components and increased laser power.
You've got a 3D printer on the way.
To print? I do?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You remember you ordered one?
I bought a 3D printer?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes, after.
From Anchor.
Yeah, from Anchor.
Was I drunk?
You pre-ordered it.
No.
I actually, I'm the bad guy in that instance. I convinced you.
Well, pre-order is not an order.
That's true.
Did I just ask? Oh, shoot. Good Lord. Dick, you're a dangerous man.
We thought it'd be a good idea for us to have one here, and then the idea was that Club Twit could have like a little webcam they could watch things getting printed on it.
Class 4 laser product placed near a window for ventilation, or for a mere $12.95, buy the GlowForge air filter. Lets you use your GlowForge anywhere. The size of a recycle bin, it cleans the air coming out of your GlowForge. If you don't use an air filter, your GlowForge comes with everything you need to vent through a window via ducting. No, I'm not going to buy anything like that. No. I bought too much stuff I don't use. I can't use that, man. He is a macho man dancing onto our studio floor. Dick D. Bartolo. Is that the worm? Wow. You are flexible, Mr. D. Welcome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Dick D. Bartolo, Mad's maddest writer. And our very own gizmo wizard, gizwiz.biz. Hello, Dickie D.
Leo, how you doing, pal?
Couldn't be better. What's the weather like in Disneyland?
Today it's kind of gloomy, and I think it just started raining. But we had the first 70-degree day yesterday, so I put on a short sleeve shirt.
Well, that's why I was thinking you're wearing a beautiful Hawaiian shirt. I thought maybe it's balmy.
We finally
Manhattan.
hit 70. Yeah, it was a dreadful spring. Dreadful.
Yeah. Well, cheer us up with some gadget or gizmo.
I know you've been avoiding buying stuff. You probably won't buy this, but you should.
Oh, please don't make him buy this. I'm scared.
No. Okay. All right. So there was another live event in the city called Time to Play Magazine. Time to Play Magazine is a magazine for people who sell toys. And I went in and I said to Dennis, who does the filming, I said, well, you have to look for something. I said, oh, my God. Oh, my. Look at that machine producing tons of foam.
That's what we need, the Foaminator.
I went over to the No, you want the Formalanche.
Formalanche?
Okay. The Formalanche. I said to the woman, can I stick my head in there? And she said, oh, yeah, it's non-toxic. It won't hurt your eyes.
This is used by some of the best discos in Ibiza, I believe.
Well, you know what? When I had a disco on my houseboat, a fog machine was like $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay, the Formalanche, which is the thing you want.
The one I want.
Formalanche.
Not the Foamalator. No, I want the Formalanche.
Is just for... The Formalanche can fill 5 pickup trucks in 25 minutes.
Why would you want to fill pickup trucks full of foam?
Well, I think they just wanted to come up with a phrase that kids would like.
Oh, say, yeah, right.
Wow.
How about a room? Will it fill my room with foam?
Well, let's find out. Let's get. Well,
I do want to buy
this.
It's
$40.
Oh, I have to buy this now.
Oh, Dick, what are you doing?
Well, it only requires, wait a minute, this is a disadvantage. 6 double D batteries. 6 double D batteries.
Do they even make those?
Do they make those? What are those?
What is a double D battery?
I don't know.
The Formulator is kind of fun. It sort of replaces the long-range water pistols. So you fill it with foam, you pull back on it, and it shoots
video of Dick at the fair, buried in foam.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I think this is, and the Formulator. I said, how much is this? And she said $15. And I said, wholesale. She said, no, it's $15 at Target.
What's the difference in the Formulator and the Foamalanche?
The Formulator is for you to carry around.
Oh, it's like a gun, a foam gun.
It's like a gun. It's like a big water.
So you
gun.
shoot foam at people.
Yes, exactly. You shoot like a 3-foot section of foam.
Oh my God! Is it just soap suds? What is it? Does it taste soapy?
Yeah. It is a non-toxic concentrate. You get like 3 or 4 ounces with each device.
Could you just
put some Dawn in there?
Dawn in there, yeah.
You know what? No, because they said that this is treated so it doesn't hurt if it gets in your eyes.
So I see these baby shampoo.
You don't want. As a matter of fact, I said I'm going to wash my glasses in the foam, and she said, "Do that."
Go
and
ahead.
I did that. And I had no problem.
If we put this at the front door, then maybe we could have guests in the studio again because they would be cleaned.
We'd foam them.
Yeah.
There you
foam
go.
them on the way in. Don't mind us. This is just a sanitary procedure, and proceed to foamulate them. Wow.
That would be great.
This is really cool. Great. Is this? Is this from what company is this?
You know what? I don't even remember. I think the company is called Mania.
Mania.
I'm immediately buying this for my niece. Now that I think about it,
looks
she
like
loves
so
bubbles,
much, especially for summer. What a great idea.
And to beware that it's way more expensive on Amazon. I think it's one of those products where Amazon doesn't carry it, and people buy it in the store.
Yes, and then put it on,
and then sell it on Amazon for like I saw the $40
Wait a
thing
minute.
for $57.
It looks like their booth is right next to Barbie Dreamhouse. You should foamulate Barbie Dreamhouse. Just see what happens. Wow. This looks so much fun. So what are you going to get? The Foamulator or the Foamalanche?
No, I want the Foamalanche for the backyard.
Yeah, fill the backyard with foam or 5 pickup trucks. Very nice.
Well, I
Very
don't have
nice.
enough money to buy the 5 pickup trucks.
Yeah, right. So stick with the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love this. If you want to know more, Dick's got all the deets on his website. And you're saying don't get it from Amazon.
No.
You got a
I have no
Target link
connection
on
with
here.
Target.
Okay.
Target had the lowest price I saw. Walmart will probably have it too at a low price.
Yeah, all the kids are going to have foamulators this year. This is the
I think
the
so.
gift
I
of the
think
summer.
they're on to something.
My niece is. I just ordered it.
How long lasting is the foam?
My sister's going to kill me.
This is a new game. Let's get Micah to buy it. Micah likes everything.
Oh, this is good. That's good.
If you want to see more, gizwiz.biz is the website. Click the button that says The GizWiz Visits the Tech Guy, big blue button. GIZWIZ.biz. While you're there, you can also click the button that says, what the heck is it? Brand new What the Heck Is It contest started at the beginning of the month. Looks like a giant blue foamulator, actually. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Close-up picture of a gizmo or a gadget. Identify it. You're in the running for 6 autographed Mad magazines. Even if you can't identify it, we'll just come up with some clever, fake answer, and you're in the running for 12 autographed copies of Mad magazine, autographed by this guy right here, Dick D. Bartolo. Fabulous. And, of course, don't forget his website for the podcast. It's the same. It's just gizwiz.tv instead of gizwiz.biz.
Perfect.
I think you should formulate Manhattan. How long would that take?
Boy, we're going to need about 1.5 million of these.
Okay, this is a good math question. If a foamelange can fill 5 pickup trucks in 25 minutes, how long would it take to fill Manhattan?
Somebody out there do the math.
I think you should start with just filling a subway tunnel.
A subway
the
tunnel?
Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh,
No, you're going to get in trouble with the Secret Service here. We better not do that. Let's not foam anything, okay? Foam in your own home.
There you go.
Home foaming.
Foam at home.
Foam at home. It's the new thing. All the kids are doing it, and Micah too. You got it for your niece?
I got it for my niece.
Nice. How old is she?
She is 3.
Oh. It's okay for kids of 3?
She plays with bubble
5
machines.
and up, it says. Well, someone will be there with her.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. She won't be doing it alone.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't eat bubbles, so I think this will be okay.
As
Have you
Dr.
seen my
Mom
kid?
says,
I think your kid is in the
E.T. foam home. Home. Dick D. Bartolo, thank you so very much.
Okay, buddy. I'll see you next
Have a
week.
great week.
Bye-bye, Dickie
He didn't
D.
get me this time. He got you.
He got me.
Caught in the scatter.
I got.
Oh, Micah Sargent, thank you so much for being here.
It was a great day
So
today.
much
A
more
lot of
fun with you here. Thank you. Come back again next week.
I will be here.
Tomorrow, I think it's Professor Laura in the living room with the lead pipe. No, with all of our music. Our musical director, Laura, thank you so much. Thanks to Kim Schaffer, our phone angel. She's answering all your calls. And, of course, your calls and your ears are the reason we do this show. Thank you so much for listening each and every week. I'll be back next time. I hope you will, too. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, your tech guys. Wait a minute. I still got 20 seconds, Laura. Can you speed time up?
Yeah.
I'll be one of those DJs that starts talking real slow. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Geek Week. Take care. Well, that's it for the Tech Guy Show for today. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, TWIT, T-W-I-T. It stands for This Week in Tech, and you'll find it at twit.tv, including the podcasts for this show. We talk about Windows on Windows Weekly, Macintosh on Mac Break Weekly, iPads, iPhones, Apple Watches on iOS Today, security on Security Now. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And, of course, the big show every Sunday afternoon, This Week in Tech. You'll find it all at twit.tv. And I'll be back next week with another great Tech Guys show. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.